Diluted, uncompromising, and unfiltered. Monday to Friday on M104.7 FM. Get the raw facts before making any life-changing decisions. Only on The Ground Report.
The Ground Report, the ground report.
The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petrotrin.
The Ground Report, the ground report.
I would think that there's been very clear that all the employees of Petrotrin will exit the company. All.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
David Guide and Son Funeral Services, with locations in High Street, Siparia, Port of Spain, Cuba, San Fernando, and Point Fortin. David Guide and Son Funeral Services is the choice for you. Having to lose someone you love is already hard, so funeral services and arrangements should be made easy. And at David Guide and Son, that is what we guarantee. We guarantee our customers exclusive services at affordable prices. Our services include funeral pre-arrangement packages, casket customization, great customer service, the latest in body preparation technology, and the best fleet of vehicles to give your loved ones the send-off they deserve. With 5 convenient locations located nationwide, feel free to call or visit us today. With full packages starting from as low as $7,500, call David Guide and Son Funeral Services today. Distinctive, not expensive.
Add some value to your good times with a Wow Bucket from KFC.
You have no time to cook cause you're stuck in traffic. You're working late, don't worry, we got it. Life hectic, KFC's a flick. For real value, come get it. Wow Bucket, wow, get yours now. When you only go where you like me. Wow Bucket, good for every bucket. Together is better with a Wow Bucket.
7 pieces of delicious chicken with a bucket of fries. The KFC Wow Bucket for $119.95. Bringing people together. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Put food on your table. ADC is affordable. Shop at ADC Supermarket, Cleaver Road. A very comfortable and clean environment. These prices are unbelievable. Come see for yourself. We have the best alcohol prices. Don't miss out. Get those specials on liquor. Put food on your table with ADC Supermarket, conveniently located at number 4 Cleaver Road in Arima. Every Friday and Saturday is real vibes and live entertainment from your very own DJ Christian on Friday and Saturday. Everyone is talking about ADC Supermarket. Shop in comfort and in a clean environment with the best prices for all your grocery needs. Secured parking. Remember, free delivery. Put food on your table. ADC is affordable. ADC Supermarket, number 4 Cleaver Road in Arena.
Backed by popular demand, something extraordinarily exciting is happening all over the country. The Multiplier X Effect.
NLCB Scratch players have been extremely ecstatic as they can maximize their cash winnings with the multiplier trio of games.
For just $10, $20, and $50, play the trio of 10X, 20X, and 50X games for a chance to win your way to $10.5 million in cash and up to 45 chances to win.
The multiplier trio. Play all 3 and multiply the excitement today. Players must be 18 years and older. Please play responsibly.
The World of Reggae Mega Concert just got bigger and better. All patrons are now eligible to win the Mega Concert grand prize of a brand new Proton X50 from Ansem Motors. Get your tickets now at advertised outlets only. Courtyard 400, VIP stage front 800, and VVIP all-inclusive only 1400. This is your chance to see the legends of reggae and dancehall. Then drive off in a brand new car. Exclusively at the World of Reggae, Saturday, 8th June at the North Park, Queens Park, Savannah. This promotion is approved by the NLCB.
The Ground Report, the ground report.
The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petrotrin.
The Ground Report, the ground report.
I would think that there's been very clear that all the employees of Petrotrin will exit the company. All.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Disclaimer. More FM Limited, its owners and associates, accepts no responsibility for statements made by the talk show hosts or their guests. More FM Limited does not endorse any of the information provided during this commercially booked segment as the truth. That you have to judge for yourself. We, however, reserve the right to question statements made. But in this time of misinformation, government-controlled media, and corruption, it is sometimes hard to get the truth. But we must try. It is not our intention to discriminate or annoy anyone. We believe it is our constitutional right to free speech, to voice our opinion, and our duty to the population and country to expose the truth. More FM Limited takes no responsibility for the opinions of others.
More FM 104.7.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Because people...
Bang, 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 bang.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Open the eyes of the blind. There's no one like you. None like you. Into the darkness you shine. Out of the ashes we rise. There's no one like you. None like you. Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer. Awesome in power. Our God. Our God. Into the darkness you shine. Out of the ashes we rise. There's no one like you. None like you. Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer. Awesome in power. Our God. Our God. Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer. Awesome in power. Our God. Our God.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
More FM 104.7.
Oh boy, 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 oh boy. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Time check. It's approximately 17 minutes past the hour of 6 o'clock. And you're listening to the Ground Report. Yours truly, the pitbull of radio. Lennox Smith, Michael Kerr, Director Newbie, and you the people out in your thousands of you. A pleasant good morning to you. Let me say good morning to those of you that are listening to us in the maxis, in the taxis, in the PH vehicles, in the white panel vans, in all the buses, the trucks, all transportation that lock on this morning to the number one program, The Ground Report. A pleasant good morning to you. A pleasant good morning for those of you that have us on your phone, on your gadgets, in your home, on your smart TV, at your office. A pleasant good morning to each and every one of you. Let me say a pleasant good morning to those of you that are locked on to us on Real Media TT on Facebook, Real Media TT on YouTube. A pleasant good morning to you. Carmen, Matilda, Rose, Javika, oh boy, Hanifa, D. Mohammed, Anthony, all of you that are locked on. Whoa. Already, Ruby, Primraj, all of you, Jacqueline, Sammy, all of you, Tara, all of you that already lock on, Michael, Scotland, all of you, Jason, Jeffries, Jeffers, a pleasant good morning to each and every one of you. Fufu, good morning, Chinese Fufu, Fufu, John, good morning, oh boy, Nadira, pleasant good morning to each and every one of you. Wow, everybody already done on. Only don't forget to like, share. Don't forget, like, share. Passad, good morning to you. Oh boy, all of you. Balroop, good morning. Anne-Marie, amen. Oh, you and Matilda Rose, you all already up and running. A pleasant good morning to each and every one of you. JM, good morning. Biznat Pasada, good morning to you. I'm here, Andy. Mina from Princestown, good morning. All Minas, a pleasant good morning. D'Souza, good morning to you. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So, and good morning to all the rest that will be joining us on Real Media TT on Facebook, Real Media TT on YouTube. Good morning. Like, share, spread. Yes, let's make sure we do that. Oh boy. Calvary, good morning. Mr. Pleasant, good morning to all senior citizens. Good morning to you. To the physically challenged disabled people, a pleasant good morning to you. Not forgetting our sister island, Tobago. Tobago people, a pleasant good morning to you, my brothers and sisters in Tobago. Let me say a pleasant good morning to all loyal listeners, callers, well-wishers, all haters. Baby Passad, a pleasant good morning to you. Oh boy. Wenwick, good morning. All of you that already lock on, man. Paul Peters, good morning to you. Good morning to all critics, to all haters. Pleasant good morning to all bad mind people. God go touch them. They will. One day, try to be good. Let me say a pleasant good morning to all loyal listeners, callers, well-wishers. Supporters, good morning to you. Can't forget to say good morning to to me, the most important mornings, to all patriots, to all Trinbagonians, that's people that will put their God and their family first before the race, religion, and politics that is destroying Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning, everyone. Lennox Smith. It has been a very, very long weekend. A long weekend with a lot of drama, crime, home invasion, and many of the above. Down to police being threatened. All kind of thing. A pleasant good morning to you, Lennox Smith. What's in our headliners this morning?
Pleasant good morning to you as well, my friend. You heard me loud and clear?
Loud and clear.
Well, you are quite right. It's a mixed bag of multiple issues, all of which have a national import. And I think we would be doing an injustice, or put another way, we will be lagging in our responsibility if we, of course, did not highlight as much as we can all of the above in terms of these issues. Of course, the politics, see, within the UN.
We're going to deal with the politics after. First, let me deal with the headliners.
I just mentioning what you did mention as part of the mix, and then of course we have of course the by-elections to be also addressed, just as a general introductory, and building on what you have said earlier. That's the reason for my mentioning that. Not that I want to focus on it.
I understand, my brother, but in competition, or we in competition with Stefan, with many other people we are in competition with, and it have these early hours where we numbers of viewers has been very, very low when we start the same way. So I say, well, boy, we have to do it like how everybody else is doing. Don't want to hear the headliners, ting, before that. Yes.
Yes, indeed. It doesn't necessarily mean that that they can come up to scratch anyway, because of course we have been doing what nobody else has been able to do, push back, of course, being outside there, community microphone, etc. So just a matter of time. But that being as it may, of course, a teen among 5 arrested for robbery spree in Eastern Division. Yes, indeed. NPTA head asked, that is to say the National Parent Teachers Association, head asked the Commissioner of Police and ACP, what are your strategies for fighting crime in Tobago? Yes, indeed. Tobago
wow, that's the rise of crime in Tobago now.
In recent times, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and if you only have 50,000 persons there, which of course is less than what is in Laventille, for example, and you have 10 and counting murders, that is a tremendous development that is taking place there in terms of comparing with what is happening in Trinidad. But I just thought I should zero it down to show that things are really bad in Tobago, and we have to find a way to treat with that. Of course, one of the things that are being suggested by Farley is, of course, a police force for Tobago, because that has been, well, partially, or should I say, partially rejected by the authorities, saying that the National Police Service is responsible. The THA, on the other hand, a legal mind has said has no responsibility for national security. Of course, the Prime Minister has said that maybe something similar to the regional constabularies that has been established in those regional corporations might be something that is durable. So we see what will happen there in terms of
Yeah,
that. But certainly,
but then they
crime and
done starving
criminality is
them.
very, very critical. Yeah.
Yeah, but remember that
UNC star.
just now, Lennox. Remember they done
Go
starving
ahead.
them.
Yes.
Remember in Tobago, as you say, they done starving them for funds, and even if it is, he pick up on the option of what it is the Prime Minister said, which is, municipal police, like the corporations now.
Municipal
police, right?
Constabulary.
How would he get money if he can't get money to deal with the natural business of Tobago? How would he get money to be able to have that extra set of funding to pay them police and them?
But of course, that is argument that is being even, of course, expressed in Trinidad, because we have the situation with some even saying that it is localized biases by the government in terms of starving certain regional corporations that may be under the control of UNC. But the fact of the matter is that not even PNM regional corporations are being satisfied or being provided as they would like as well. That is the reality. So you're quite right. That's a very important point. And there was a spat, I don't know if you got wind of it, where, of course, I think the whole question of monies for Tobago came into and related to the imbroglio that is taking place with respect to the Auditor General. And Farley has been, of course, reported to have said that while, of course, he will not get into the fray with respect to the loss of $3 billion or the issue of the $3 billion, but all he wants is the little catheter that is due to Tobago. He doesn't want to get into national issue. You understand?
Yes, so you don't want to get national issues. And look at watching here in the papers here, the trade minister scammed of US $26,000 by an Indonesian company with the disappearance after the deal for a scrap iron metal laser device. So and that money could have gone help Farley. Where the hell is this?
That has made, should I say, has gone viral. Another disappearance, again, with respect, of course, to some arrangement that was supposed to be, that did not materialize on Trinidad and Tobago end. And questions are now being raised as to where the money has gone. So it seems as though there is a proclivity, a propensity by this government to, of course, tell us nice things, as we have seen with Sandals and, of course, with the recent Bombay, I believe, cricketing academy development, and, of course, telling us that there is good investment to be had from Ghana, and we have been able to expose that to the national community that Ghana is in the draws of a IMF program. The second tranche of two tranche bailout was received only in January of this year, but yet still Dr. Rowley apparently oblivious to that reality, or maybe intentionally attempting to hoodwink us, which of course will not, no one could put beyond Dr. Rowley. He has this uncanny ability to generate false information, mislead the population in order, of course, to get some political, obviously, edge that clearly has waned and no longer exists. The fact of the matter is that Dr. Rowley must now be seeking seeking a renewed mandate, which of course he will resist clearly until he has no choice in 2025. But that being as it may, UNC start team slate announced. Of course, the UNC internal elections gets going. Paris party promises. So that is something to be, of course, to be looked at. In addition to which, of course, we have these two by elections. Candidates have already been. No, I shouldn't say candidates have already been, but candidates haven't filed their nomination papers, and I think there is one independent in the fray in one of those two electoral districts, I should say, is a local government exercise. Put the metal detectors in high-risk schools. But that, to me, that falls right up my alley, having been an educator for the better part of my adult life in terms of a career. And I want to say that that is a plausible, should I say, suggestion, having regard to the amount of violence and the use of items that are of a metal nature, including, of course, guns that may well be not be detected, and people having possession of them, students I'm talking about. So maybe that is a durable situation as well, because apart from guns, you have knives as well that are metal in nature. So it doesn't mean necessarily refer to guns only and ammunition, but certainly knives and other items of such nature that could do harm in the possession of somebody who is either delinquent or is determined to, of course, engage in violent acts and threaten the lives and limb of the students and, of course, administrators and teachers. Trinidadian marine scientist collects Anthony N. Sabga Awards for excellence. Well, that is something that took place in Barbados. It's an annual event, and the people who have done well in their various fields we rewarded. I think it's a good thing as far as the Sabga Foundation is concerned, and we have to commend them for that. And all, of course, the participants who and awardees who would have gotten some award or recognition of one kind or the other. Yes, indeed. Well, Qatar, Trinidad and Tobago signs a service agreement. Yes, the current Minister of Works signed in Qatar. I suppose that was as a consequence of some past.
Talking to Mike now. Yeah, Mike get in trouble, boy. Let me open the lines one time. Yeah.
Are you and me better now?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I'll have to come closer then. Let me make sure. Just now. Let me make sure.
All right.
Right. Yes. So that is what is happening there. Trinidad Marine. Yeah. Okay. What again? What is of significance in my view? Vlogging gang culture in Trinidad and Tobago, glorification or reality. I think this impacts, of course, on the crime and criminal gang activities in Trinidad and Tobago. And of course, this article suggested that there are persons who are getting hundreds of thousands of views and making money off of our gang culture here in Trinidad, Trinidad music, etc., in the fray, and it highlights that factor, but more significantly, a dysfunctional society where young people have been gravitating to a life of crime and developing their own culture, which of course is inimical to the general development of Trinidad and Tobago. But more significantly, we do not have a government, as indicated by Munilal over the weekend in the weekly or end of week or weekend press conferences of the UNC, the titular and official opposition in Trinidad and Tobago, indicating that, of course, the present administration is incapable and have not been able to respond to the criminal elements in the society that is wreaking havoc in more ways than one in Trinidad and Tobago. And I want to say I agree, and I'm sure that anybody with a modicum of consciousness and patriotism will also agree. Ex-AG, well, of course, we had said that it will be a tragedy. Let me start by saying this. It will have been a tragedy if John Jeremy, as we said, who was shortlisted to be an appeal court judge, if he, and it would have gone the route of how the current president of the country had gone, and how this prime minister was infiltrated, of course, the Police Service Commission, and the government as a whole is prepared to subvert independent institutions. And we saw, of course, the Attorney General's office not only because of the lack of due diligence as far as the current Attorney General is concerned, but certainly the previous one, when, of course, the Vincent Nelson imbroglio came to the fore and the whistleblowers in various institutions, certainly he said that that was enough. And what Rowley did, he merely, of course, gave him a slap on the hand by, of course, moving him from the Attorney General's office, talking here about Al-Rari, and putting him in a major, should I say, cabinet-based portfolio, that of local government. I mean, it is just is just untenable and unacceptable. But that time longer than trying, as the old people say, and it's just a matter of time. Evil could never prevail over good. So the article is what? Ex-AG John Jeremy withdraws as Court of Appeal judge. Well, kudos to you, John Jeremy, but you ought not to have put your name there in the first place because of your antecedent and the role that you played in the Basio Pandey, the former Chief Justice matter, as well as Dupre, and as well as a well-known sergeant as well, in terms of abuse, or should I say, excessively intruding and acting ultra vires your responsibility when you were Attorney General. So, which of course culminated in your resignation then to Mr. Manning, who of course reluctantly accepted it. Resistance gang threatens to kill cops after 4 members slain in raid. Well, crime continues to be a major part of the news these days. This is no exception. In this particular article, the head of this resistance gang organization, coming out from, I think, St. Joseph thereabout, there is the allegations in the public domain that the head who is in prison has issued a warning that, of course, cops will be avenged, or should I put another way, cops will have to pay to avenge, of course, those 4 young persons who died in the hills of St. Joseph there as a result, and coming soon after the release of the kidnapped victim, who is a doubles vendor. So we see that is another development that's taking place. Of course, the police has responded. They say they will always act within the law, and of course, and these threats, not only would they take it serious, but they will be objective as they can in terms of not becoming emotional. But of course, when people lose their lives in questionable police killings, they call it extrajudicial killings, then it is always a concern, and of course our international reputation will continue to wane in such circumstance. I trust that they understand that, and that if they can, as far as they can, their job is to bring people to justice, full stop. They must be taken before the court, and let the court, of course, a due process take place in order for a determination to take place. To become judge, yes, jury, and executioner is unacceptable situation in Trinidad and Tobago. Of course, Israel Khan, the head of the criminal bar in Trinidad, of course, was very, very, should I say, annoyed and vitriolic against Dr. Rowley in Tobago in one of his, of course, episodes of Meet the Prime Minister, when he said that bail is one of the reasons why, of course, our crime and criminality is so rampant. Of course, that is after he told us that it is a public health problem. That is after he told us that religious groups should become more involved. That is after he told us that, of course, parents and so on must take care, and the community must take care. And of course, that is after, in the early days, when he said, of course, that they have given up on crime, and that they are losing the war on crime. And it appears that this is another cop-out that he, and a faux pas that he, of course, expressed in Tobago. Chief of Defense Staff save ex-SSA spy chief from possible criminal charge. Well, of course, this is a matter I know is unfolding. I have not read the article, and therefore I don't want to pronounce, except, of course, what it has said is that since we know that the ex-chief of, well, the ex-SSA spy chief has not been charged. It has to do with, of course, maybe some kind of intervention because, of course, I think 3 members or former members of that institution has been in fact charged for misbehavior in public office and the handling of guns and ammunition.
Nice.
I'm not going to go further there.
Hold on the headliners for now. Oh boy, just hold. We go get them
one more.
one more.
Makela Pandey to contest the 2025 general elections. Those are the areas that I would want to address at this point in time. If you have any
so Makela Pandey,
you like to address, well, no problem.
Makela Pandey contesting the next general elections.
Yeah, 2025. But we heard that before.
All right, man. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Trinidad and Tobago. The lines are open. Go ahead. The numbers are called 229-0251, 229-0251, or 239-5120, 239-5120. Or give us a WhatsApp call at 366-3053, 366-3053. Give us a WhatsApp call on that. How was your weekend? What's on your front burner this morning, Trinidad and Tobago? Let us know where you're calling from. Morning, caller.
Morning, guys. Morning.
Good morning.
Lennox and Andy and Mikey K. How was all your weekend? Hope it was good.
Well, these days it's difficult to categorize things as good. I prefer to say frustrating for me. I've not been able to get on my nightly corridor transformation because it appears there's another hacking, and I'll have to reinstall the software and so on. So I may not be able to be online not until about Tuesday. Apart from the corridor hacked Facebook page, well, we got another situation where
the same thing.
We're just going haywire.
Okay, naked woman thing. I'm not gonna show still.
Is that set of sabotage?
Somebody doing you that, boy. Somebody doing you that.
They sabotaging everything. But Andy, coming back to you all say you will drop off the letter. Just remember, we have a reliable troops on the ground. When all you're ready to deliver the letters, let us know. Be reliable. You understand? So don't forget that.
Nah, we ain't gonna forget that call. Thanks so much. Go ahead, caller. Morning to you.
Good morning, Andy, Mikey K. Lennox.
Good morning.
Newbie. As I still I tell it cough morning, boy. Because you know how coffee sell. Sometimes Mikey say, the Mikey working, that time coffee Mikey. Andy, nothing you need to say no. But and I will finish on what the lady said. We have our force. It's one of the strongest forces in Trinidad and Tobago right now. I know it's something the union are ready fake. When the union come out, it's after that PNM just come out, And that is one from the union who is always come and when they're having something to try to get handy and the truck and meet the gang report. I don't want to hear, I don't, a little call you and interview here, they are serious here, The PNM start election, long time they start campaigning, And we had to bring out all the hills of the PNM. Now with that one who they tell people jump across the fence and take the thing. Remember until David they tell them that, Andy? And saying that is only home invasion. We need to get serious at the ground, Andy. We need to stop all the ills that going on. Andy?
Yes, my brother.
I ready for some flags. I ready for every time I have a meeting. You see how to start this thing early, You see how to start this thing early. All you say not army, not about party. I'm not enough shoppiness. We need to bring home this election. We need and Krishna, your ban. Take a month. We still lenient to your ban. Yeah, Andy. I know I call them some flags. This place have a paint yellow. You send them out a little meeting and they beat them. They say, listen, you can't get 2 bags of jersey for resale, but we need to send a sign. We need to send a sign. And I tell you now they're talking, They say camera and them want to see we in meeting. And they feel beat and people don't like them. Right? Let me show them how serious it is. They send a 2 max every time in a meeting, send 2 maxi. And must have somebody in the party to do that. And I tell you how the youths talking around me this whole weekend, this talk going on and Andy. Let us send 2 cabbage bag of jersey. We have to show hands on them. We have to teach hands. You say you ain't say nothing. I'm talking about them. They're them old people who are arthritis and the knee hurting them and who come from Grenada. I love Grenada, I have nothing against all the outsiders. Trust me. But I'm talking about all who came from St. Vincent and Grenada and their house up in Lavantel to Little Pista Boating and some all in Beacom to and Seat and Duncan Street and George Street and St. Paul Street and Mango. All who can go. I said the outsiders, I said the old people. All the youths were born in and paying them out. All the stop telling one another and we come out and get rid of people like Rachel Lines. Please, we need to get rid of this man. This man saying see the piper. In a young man taking $20. I saw a next one waiting and Foster Cummins or somebody by Parliament there. Saw my son. And telling the man, you brown man, and telling the young man, this lunch is for your wife. So they're taking taxpayers' money, all they get all their kitchen in the parliament, and all they taking food home for their wife. Shame on you, brown man. So Andy, we need to mobilize. We need to make sure them you send them who know the ID card. This thing is a serious thing, you know. You ever telling you? This thing is very serious. Heinz is a man is pay money to see UNC flags moving. Heinz, we waiting on your district. Don't waste your time to pay the money. But any flag that go up is staying up. And you send them for you especially, you know. And when they hear we have a prime minister who was a sicko in a primary school as a teacher, a sicko. What we just call a sicko in layman terms on the ground, we just call a sicko people who interfere with their girls and things. A sadist. Now we just call all their living terms. I don't want to go into too much of details to explain the kind of man you will Skip Rowley, the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, to all my family that will listen in New York and Brooklyn who are accustomed to listening to when I say these things. Is the Prime Minister talking about? Because a lot of people in Keith and a lot of people in Rowley. The Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago is a sadist. He's a sicko. And when we get to understand who it is really running the country. And he said, he's a man, he said, teaching Tobago. And I finished, explain them the rest. And a lot of people, there's a big meeting around Andy. And we can't wait to get rid of this RPNM. Can't wait to get rid of you, Rowley, you, Camille, you, Patsy Dolly, or whatever she named. The other Minister of Education, but he said, I make up. Yeah, we can't get rid of you, Embert. You see, you, Embert, especially. And you see that money? Them fellas talking about that money, the fellas who lost the little metal and thing that they can't really buy this, they can't buy metal and thing again. Fellas talking about that money and the labas, you know. The sudden some go come up in a truck or something. And but with that money, boy, Andy, we had to get more and more serious. And we had to encourage the youth to them. We want all those people to there, you know. We want to get more arthritis something. And they pay them no make joke. Especially in Lamantel, they send cars for them old people. You know they're smelling PC. You pay them to send cars for them. So let me get serious this election. All the girls gone. And don't stop that meeting you have in Lamantel, Tanti. Tanti camera, don't stop it. All they get right now is Andy. The PNM people are now going to stop and asking you for passage in the road. They say, listen, me voting back PNM, you know. But I don't want you to David them to know. And I just say, yeah, Roger, that David talking, man, listen, we voted back PNM, probably to stink, and they are up and listening.
Thank you very much.
I want to confirm what Anderson is saying. That's the same sentiment that we are getting in and around, of course, George Street, Nelson Street, Piccadilly, etc. And yeah, he is quite right about the sentiments, the increasing sentiments and disappointment. Of course, I think Julia Davy herself, made some statements that clearly were looking for sympathy All she has done, and of course, the intention was honorable. That kind of talk now. But at the end of the day, she has now resolved to give up. That's what I gathered from the statements that she would have made. Of course, I don't know. These people have a tendency to say one thing because they're in the doldrums now, and then when things may appear to be rosy, they then, of course, go back to their usual, should I say, destructive ways. Let me put it that way.
Wow. Oh boy, Trinidad and Tobago. The line's open for you. Let me take about 2 more calls or so before we can go for a quick break and come back. Lennox, by the meanwhile, give me the other headliners that you was going to...
Yes, well, of course.
Hold 1 minute.
Hold
1 minute.
I was looking, looking at the outstanding
All right.
article.
Hold 1 minute. Morning caller.
Oh.
Good morning, wrong report. Andy, Lennox. Tunapuna here, brother. Lennox, you had to change that song, eh? It's not what sweet in goat mouth, eh? You had to put it in what sweet in there, bam bam. That'll be better with the goat mouth. You had to change that thing, eh? Now I see now there on the New Horizon now, you have the patriotic OWTU, you have the patriotic Michaela Pandey, and now you have the patriotic Rushdan Parry. And then, I mean, when you watch these things, you see all them talk about patriotic. It's a bunch of hypocrites. All of them. Them is not patriot. Them is hypocrite. Understand what I'm saying, Lennox and Andy? So I want to say to all of them who feel they could fool people and make people and talk about patriot and whatnot and thing. But I have serious other issues to deal with. Now, this whole issue, Lennox, I don't know if you read the papers with Rowley commenting on the crime situation and thing. Tobago is just about 60,000 people, and you want to tell me you want to put 3 different constabulary of police in Tobago? Eh? All the damn nonsense you're talking about. The police, and then you see you have a thing, because it was an article by Selwyn Kojo criticizing that the reappointment of Ola Christopher, one who has failed miserably, and so far she continues to fail, and is making a statement about what? Is parenting and schooling and all this kind of thing. There is no hope, absolutely no hope, where the crime situation is concerned. Because if you could put the blame solely on parenting and the school and whatnot and thing, it leaves you to wonder. A question I want to ask with respect to the I see Imbot and them now coming on the Auditor General, and what was shameful is this article on Saturday's Express front page. Now, I don't buy it, but I happen to get it. Conmlay's Jaiwanti accounts. You read that article, Lennox?
Go ahead.
This is the Auditor General's report, which she is obligated to do based on the Constitution. She has laid the report, but here what the headline front page put, Conmlay's Jaiwanti accounts. I mean, this is ridiculous. This is you're attacking the person, integrity. This has nothing to do with Jaiwanti. This is the Auditor General. And, we've seen so much thing now because we've seen rental for Roger Monroe and all these fiasco things that taking place and cannot be accounted for. I want to ask another question. The Police Service Commission, remember the last one that crashed on that Blissy Passad? And I think the present Police Service Commission is one headed by some former justice, some high person in the judiciary, Lennox.
Mm-hmm.
Up to now, we have not heard a word from this individual or from the Police Service Commission with regards to the rating of Ola Christopher, what grade and what rating they gave her for her reappointment, because crime is the number one thing in the country. And I can't understand how we have not heard them. Is it another one of the last Police Service Commission by Bisley Passad that they just get in aside, they just shut their blasted mouth and don't comment and make statements? Let the public know what's going on. This is what we taxpayers paying all you for. We have to know on what basis that all you give a credit rating for Ola Christopher to be reappointed. No, there's so much issues that we have to deal with, my brother. You know, I don't want to take up too much time, but I'll say I will call back again. But Rowley is blaming everybody. Hear what he's saying now. The judicial delays helping criminals. He talk about lawyers. He talk about this, about that, and all kind of dotishness. You really see that we're in a helpless and hopeless situation. Because everything you hear what this man say, you hear everything what this man say, you listen to what the Attorney General say, you listen to the Minister of National Security, you listen to the Commissioner of Police. Fellas, let me tell you something. There is absolutely no way that this crime situation is going to get better in this country, because just as the thing I heard earlier this morning news, that the criminals, the 4 guys who got shot in St. Joseph, I understand from the news that I heard, they out to seek revenge with the police for the killing of those 4 guys. So we could have our next, expansion, the crime in the country as it relates to the police and them. So Rowley, when all you feel, all you could be lying and fooling the public and cannot account for the money that was spent, that was stolen by you and Imbot and all you. And then the things getting out of hand. Don't feel the crime go get better. So fellas, have a blessed morning, and I'll shout out later again.
Thank you very much. Oh boy. Let's go for a quick break and come back. When we come back, more right here on the Ground Report.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
We'll be back.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Chinese and Ari Restaurant. Open for breakfast and lunch. 7 days a week. 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. 67 Western Main Road, St. James. Opposite Standard. Serving local breakfast items like sada, pies, fry and roasted baked. With all your favorite fillings and assorted lunches. Available from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Get pilau as low as $25. Or get combination lunches from $25 to $40. Crab and dumpling on Fridays, 12 noon to 3 p.m. Soup Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. A la carte with burgers, fries, nuggets, gyros, loaded hot dogs. Just about anything you could think about. From 6 p.m. Sunday to Sunday. For more information, call 382-9347 to place your order. Chinese and Ari Restaurant. Open 7 days a week at St. James.
The big question today, how much will my electricity bill increase? Stop worrying. Act now. Replace your bulbs with energy-efficient LED bulbs now available at Trinity Lighting. When you purchase 4 60-watt LED bulbs for $112.50, you get 2 absolutely free. That's right, absolutely free. Or purchase 3 100-watt LED bulbs for the same price and get 1 100-watt LED bulb free. Trinity also has the following options. Purchase 2 4-foot LED tube or 1 8-foot or 2 LED colored bulbs for the same price, $112.50. At Trinity, we also stock specialty items and a wide range of electrical supplies for all your household, medical, marine, commercial, and much more. Any hard-to-find bulbs or parts, we can source it locally or internationally. Check us out at 123 Western Main Road in St. James or call 628-8373, WhatsApp 461-8620 or email trinityetc@yahoo.com.
Every word, every line, every paragraph depicts a real moment in someone's life. A father, a sister, a mother, a brother. We at Newsday are dedicated to you, the people, and through independent, unwavering journalism, strive to always bring your stories to life, because your stories are more than just words. Newsday, independent and credible.
On Thursday, May 30th, the day of the holiday, get ready to set sail on the ultimate retro experience aboard the party capital of the ocean, the Harbor Master. Pack your coolers and get ready for Retro Rewind. Retro Rewind. The ultimate old school musical journey. Boarding 9 a.m., sailing 10 a.m., featuring the DJs that know how to keep the vibes unstoppable. Ken Simmons and John Boy, Dr. Ross, Sensational Sammy, the Hitman Howie T, and Bass.
no time to waste. Retro Rewind Thursday, the 30th of May, 10 a.m. Harbor Master, we outside.
Get your $275 tickets at all cashier outlets and islandetickets.com. Come relive the moments. Let the music take you on a musical journey through the years.
For the longest while we're jamming in the party.
Retro Rewind. Retro Rewind.
Sometimes I'm back and some of them are rally back.
On Thursday, May 30th, the day of the holiday. Retro Rewind. The ultimate retro experience aboard the Harbor Master.
The rainy season is here, so be weather smart and change your tires to handle the nation's wet roads. After all, you don't want to be the one to cause any accidents, do you? So why not check out Racetrack Wheels right now? They're the only one that gives you quality tires to hold the road properly. And to top it off, Racetrack Wheels carries all sizes of tires for all makes of vehicles. They are the sole distributors for Salem and Achilles tires. These tires carry a full manufactured warranty and is the #1 tire for comfort and performance in this rainy weather. We have the latest rims in all sizes, all at drastically low prices. We also do blank wheels that could be drilled to your vehicle specification. It's all about new technology and keeping ahead of the game.
So hurry on down to Racetrack Wheels, 3 locations. 330 Eastern Main Road, Aruca, 82 Bethany Road, Bucco, Tobago, and 64th Southern Main Road, Chase Village. Or call 285-9168.
So my friend, take it from me and be weather smart this season and change your tires right now at Racetrack Wheels.
Trinidad and Tobago, welcome to the most premier reggae dancehall concert in the world. The World of Reggae. Saturday, June 8th, Queen's Park, Savannah, featuring the Emperor of Dancehall, Shabba Ranks. The symbol of S, Shabba. Shabba Ranks, together with his full band, alongside the legends of reggae, Anthony B, Barrington Levy, Maxie Priest, Shaw Mason, and more. Brought to you by the Ricky Ragunanan Group of Companies, DG Homes, and powered by Mackeson Triple Extra Stout, Angostura White Oak, B-Mobile and B-Mobile Secure, and Rick L Services.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We are back, we are back, we are back. Time check. It's approximately 3 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock. And you're listening to the Ground Report. Yeah, yours truly, the pitbull of radio. Lennox Smith, Michael K. Director Newbie, and all you, the people in your thousands of you. Good morning to you. Oh boy, Lennox Smith, any other headline?
Yes, well, of course, the 2 developments that I may have omitted in my summary earlier. One is that, of course, Parliament for the mid-year review will resume, or will be convened, I should say, on the 7th of June. So we look forward to that, of course, in the same month. We expect that the 2 by-elections will, of course, take place as well. So we look forward to those developments. And then, with respect to that article as to how Best was saved, the former head of the SSA, well, it appears that the chief of staff had loaned him a particular gun and ammunition. Of course, the Best himself having a firearms user's license, so that because the case against the 3 was that the transferring of weapons to them illegally, and before, of course, the actual substantive law was enacted to have members of the SSA carry arms. I think that would have been in November 2021. But prior to that, it appears that these infringements for which they now have to answer before the court took place. And of course, the chief of staff, having trained with Best, the former head of the SSA, gave a statement to the police, taking the responsibility for loaning him a particular, it appears, state issued piece of ammunition, or should I say gun and ammunition, and that, of course, saved Best from getting or being subjected to a charge by the police. So I think that essentially is what I've gleaned from what I've read so far in this particular matter. So it's a good thing I didn't chance I guess as to what transpired, unless you get the facts before you. So those are the two things that I want to, of course, further share with the population. Quite a hectic week indeed, quite a hectic weekend indeed. Crime and criminality continues, of course, to be at the forefront, and of course we have some people, bloggers making money, vloggers they call them, people who get thousands of views and followings. Well, they're making money off Trinidad and Tobago's, should I say, bad behavior elements, and it will not, of course, it will not exclude the government itself and Dr. Rowley in particular with the nonsense he spoke in Tobago about bail and suggesting once again that as Hines did, that the criminal elements have friends in the judiciary, which of course the judiciary, let me hasten to say, stoutly denied and rejected that. Once again, I think it is kudos for the authorities, for the Judicial and Legal Service Commission to accept, and if he did not withdraw, talking about John Jeremy, then they had a duty, having regard to all of the antecedent and circumstances, to deny John Jeremy any position as an appeal judge in this country or in any other part of the world for that matter. So it don't matter how qualified he is, because I understand he lectures at the Hugh Wooden Law School in St. Augustine, but that does not obfuscate his public record of being not just biased, but of course engaging in activities that is ultra vires and is not becoming of someone in public life. Let me put it that way. So those are the areas that I wanted to just brush up on, Andy. Back to you.
Oh boy. Well, the lines are open, Trinidad and Tobago. The lines are open. The numbers to call: 229-0251, 229-0251, or 239-5120, 239-5120. Or give us a WhatsApp call at 366-3053, 366-3053. What's on your front burner? How was your weekend? What's supposed to make news that not making news? This is your voice. This is your time. Make use of it. Morning caller.
Yeah, morning Andy, morning Lennox.
Good morning.
Strong report team. Let me say that last Thursday I was there, and the atmosphere was good, the turnout, everything was nice, and I didn't see certain people like Mr. LaHocketa and this other guy, Malcolm X. But I enjoyed it, and I hope that you all not sitting down. You need to get up and keep the fight going. You all have a wonderful day.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And you could rest assured that we are not going to relent. Our tenacity is unlimited, and it has no bounds or no limits, just as those who are prepared to stay in office unmeritoriously and, of course, continue the havoc that they are creating for Trinidad and Tobago.
Good morning, Guang Report. Marvin Dexter Frederick here. Long time. Pressure on the outside. But here now, we have enough evidence, and we won back with money. Tell Column him, but we won back with money. And this crime rate and home invasion is overbearing. I know let's vex with Auntie Kamala when she said to knock it. All right, locked on and listening. Pressure on.
Yeah, that was a voice note. Oh boy, let's take a next call. Morning.
Yeah, Andy.
Yes,
morning,
yes. Morning.
And Andy for Grandy and Grandy for Andy. This is ID from Grandy.
Hey, IB from Grandy. How you going, my brother?
Yeah, we need the whole saying, knock it. We are playing. People will work and watchmen not saying. And that's what I'm saying. But as I explained here, we hire back. You don't know.
Nice. I know that. Oh boy.
100.
Oh boy, let me say a pleasant good morning to all who listening. Well, already said that in Trinidad and Tobago. But you know, I want to say a special good morning to the people of Toco Sandy Grande, Valencia. A pleasant good morning to each and every one of you. Good morning to you all. Morning, caller.
Andy, for Grande, Orlando here.
Orlando, go ahead, my brother.
Hey, Andy, I just call if you know anyone who need a wheelchair, okay? Tell Lennox you have my number, or you just contact or leave a number for me. I can get them a wheelchair. I don't know if Freeport want a wheelchair because I know he's one-legged or something. So I was talking to my nephew, and they gave out 20 wheelchairs. They have a corporation that's give out, so he's giving out, I think, 50 to 20 wheelchairs, and he asked if you know anybody. You know, they do the little thing at the side. So if there's anybody who wanted a wheelchair, you know, to get around, if they contact you, and I can contact you and contact him as soon as possible.
Nice.
Okay? Listen, man, lock them in.
All right, Orlando. If anybody wants a wheelchair or interested in a wheelchair, you all can get in contact with myself or Lennox Smith or any team member that you may have them their number. Again, my number is 366-3053. 366-3053. If it is yet in need of a wheelchair, or you know anyone that is in need of a wheelchair, let me also give Lennox Smith number.
Backlog here, and Marie's handling that, and she has a backlog, so I'm sure that that is good news that will be taken advantage of. So rest assured, yes, and not just one, in fact, but of course, it's better one than none.
Exactly. Oh boy, next caller. Oh boy. Like people tired from last week, or like the people power, like all that power come out of them.
Listen. I have concluded, right, that this government,
they're beating the life out of people, boy.
Yeah, they could diagnose too bad. If you hear Hines, if you hear Rowley, they could diagnose. They could tell you what the problem is. Diagnosis now. I use in medical terms this morning. And then, of course, they could also prognosticate as well. They can, of course, tell you what the solution is in the future. But in terms of prescription, no, don't trust them at all. It is always a failure. It's the wrong prescription all the time. So you have them being very analytical. They could diagnose too bad. If you hear Hines talk about crime, if you hear Rowley, if you hear what the problem is, if you hear all of that.
All talk and no action. That was the PNM. Yeah, they could always talk about something, but when they say implement it, they can't. And when somebody else implement it, they say, hey, that was we idea. Them have so much ideas, but don't implement nothing that come out of their head. That's why they think,
where did come yet? You see, he come back from Ghana. Well, of course, we getting this and investment and so on. He came back from India, this coming and so on and so on and so on. But when it comes to the prescription now, the real McCall, the real issue, the real tangible, palpable, tactile application, wow. No way. Sandals notwithstanding, and the sea bridge for Tobago notwithstanding. He goes to Tobago. The Prime Minister goes to Tobago and talks about the 2 new boats that they bought, you know, and tell the people and them, my apology for generating the tragedy, the trauma, the pain, the ache, the
all of that. But hold on, it have 2 callers waiting. Go ahead, caller.
Go ahead. I just was making up.
I want to ring the bell. The lines are open so long, and all you don't want to call, but when other people call, all you want to say, they call about 1 or twice and give the caller a chance. Call, the lines are open. I just want to say that the singing Calypsonian, he retired after 20 years. Roger retired after 20 years, but how come in my imagine that the Prime Minister now come back and Roger retire? Oh God, something wrong in this country.
Nice. Let me say a pleasant good morning here to Bamati. Oh boy. Let me also say morning to Bernadette. Roger Mohammed, good morning. All right, Bamati. Rampasad, good morning to you. Daro, good morning. Leon Charles, good morning to you. Stefan Ramsarup, good morning to you too. Oh boy. Nisha, good morning. Good morning to Raul Passad, all of you. Nick, all of you. Grace Caesar. Peters, good morning to you. Kenny, a pleasant good morning to you. Let me say a pleasant good morning to all the people in Matura, Matlat, and all of you. A pleasant good morning. Marilyn Sitaran, a pleasant good morning to you, man. Ali Trini, good morning. Oh boy. Trini Nairo, good morning to you. Abigail, a pleasant good morning. All on Real Media TT on Facebook, Real Media TT on YouTube. All like, share, spread. Yes. And get people to follow. You know how long I see that next name there? William McLeod. William Malone or whatever. He's a troublemaker. I wonder if he behaving himself now. Rishi Ali, a pleasant good morning to you, my brother. Stephen Young, good morning to you. Oh boy. All of the lines are open. Morning caller.
Andy for Grandy, and Grandy for Andy. And that is why we want the Carter Foundation of Observers in Trinidad and Tobago for the 2025 general election.
So true, so
Uncle
true.
Andy.
Faisabad, go ahead, my brother. Lyndon Mack, a pleasant good morning to you too. Go ahead, Faisabad.
Andy, Lennox, Mikey, and UB and Trinidad and Tobago. Uncle Lennox, I would like to indulge you a little few seconds.
No problem.
The African diaspora who support the PNM, there's always said they're lagging behind on the economic ladder and prosperity of this wealth of this country. There's always said they get the other end of the stick and they never have no real mean authority of being self-powered and economic wealth and status of this land. Eric Willem in 1952 take away the rights and the identity. Now in modern times, in 2024, Keith Christopher Rowley, the head puncher of the slaves and them, just like what the slave master do the slaves, take away the right to earn and to have the stake and put down the roots on the ground here. You know what I'm talking about? Anybody know what I'm talking about? Pantran Bego, the last prime minister of this country, Mr. Basil Pandey, an indentia coolie whose mother and father work on the plantation. I know what it's like the working poor. When he fight through the trenches and work, he swear to see to go into politics to make sure that every one of the citizens of this country will be treated equal, and check his track record and the legislation he leave behind. Equal opportunity. And you know, Rowley come and tell the African diaspora and them, there's an anyway, you were talking about sandals. You're talking about you can bring a cricket academy. But this Pantran Bego land, where the African diaspora, the children and them, would have permanent employment. The ones who skill in children pan, export, foreign exchange earning, they would have get money. Then they would have been employed by being clerks and little hotel attendants in the hospitality. They had a gas station where they could get self-revenue generated. That is not good, Andy. Uncle Lennox, Mikey, UB, Trinidad and Tobago. They rolling one gun and bring OB and put on all that. All this so stupid. And then all this stuff where I go to rent a building. Who? A tourism minister, wife is saying, and he said that he don't know nothing about it. And that is the family. Randall Mitchell getting the next onto ourselves and reaching themselves. I want to ask the 22 PNM constituency for the 9 years. Then we see the upliftment that all the PNMs, all the vote for PNM, that they make all the life better, all the constituency better for the last 9 years. And the thief for the money they get catch, and all the hoodwinking and bothered and weaving to say that how they didn't thief. Eh? And they have typical deadbeat father. When the wife asks them, the woman asks them, hey, are they getting money to buy milk for the child? They have. Eh? $500 billion gone down the drain. And now they're telling you, we have to import water, we have water. Just following all kind of model. And the heat too high, we have to pay more for electricity. Yeah? And then we paid for something, what in our waters. We paid royalty for what we get yet. Yeah? Trinidad and Tobago, what are they wrong with all them, right? Yeah? The African diaspora, now they'll come again at the election, all the black people, we black vote for, and you want all to follow all them blindly, all the one, eh? Look at the beat term, look what's going on the beat term. So ask how much months, eh? And they care about all that, and all still running back and voting for these people. Children, all the old African brothers, you've seen YouTubers make a thing, and what is been asking for is for a way of opportunity. And the Trinidad and Tobago, have a nice day, boy.
Thank you very much, Mr. Freeport. Mr. Faisabad. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
At the talk that it might be appropriate to Professors because Mr. Freeport was trying to highlight a particular issue. He tried to call me during the course of the program, but I told him I was on air, in fact. And so I'm sure that he would be making some attempt to raise that particular issue. I think it's important, but I didn't want to convey second-hand information. I would have liked him to, of course, call in and tell us, and we will be able to, of course, address it frontally rather than, of course, through me.
All right, let me check up some of the headliners here. Oh boy, in the major news. Let's see.
Well, I took offense really to an article. I think is a editor from some.
Are now working to trace the origin of a video threatening a deputy prisons commissioner. The video, which was shared on social media on Saturday, showed the officer's name written on a piece of paper.
Yes, show the officer name written on a piece of paper.
Contacted for a comment, President of the Prison Officers Association, Gerard Gordon, said, while the threat is concerning, it is the unfortunate reality for many fellow officers.
Threat is basically almost a daily occurrence in the life of a prison officer. So that concern is one that is constant. It's a constant concern that prison officers have.
The opposition UNC is condemning Police Commissioner Ola Harewood Christopher, who said citizens had unrealistic expectations about the police service's ability to solve crime. She was speaking at the Trinidad and Tobago National Council of Parent-Teacher Associations mid-year convention in Tobago. However, Oropouche East MP and Shadow National Security Minister Dr. Rudal Munilal questioned who the top cop expected to fight crime. Speaking at the opposition's weekly media conference yesterday, Dr. Munilal said Harewood Christopher may be confused about the role of a police officer.
The police job is not to build houses. The police job is not to organize tourist events. The police job is not to manage, the health sector. The police job is to detect, to prevent crime, solve crime. That is the job.
And a 28-year-old waitress on her way home from work was killed after her car crashed in Marabella. Police believe 28-year-old Chris Ragunanan fell asleep behind the wheel. The car crashed into the wall of Ali's Hardware at Union Road at around 2 yesterday morning. Her female friend, who was in the front seat, escaped serious injury, but Ragunanan got pinned. Monrepo firefighters had to use the jaws of life to retrieve her body. Her relatives said she recently bought the car.
She's a very humble child. She go to work, come back home. If she work, whatever, go to work, come back home. If she mother there, she'll go, but she mother lie down in she mother bed. Mother says she just lie down in she lap. Now she cried and said, I have my daughter, and one and only daughter.
Well, those were your 6 a.m. news headlines. We'll have another news update.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox.
Sonic Smith.
More FM 4.7.
Oh boy, oh boy. So we're going to take a few more calls, go for a quick break and come back. Time check. It's at 26 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock. And you're listening to the Ground Report. The country is so blight. You see, woman only one child with this, that. Everybody just falling in the drawers of this blighted PNM Rowley administration where all his sins is just blood, 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 blood. You know, people dead under Rowley them by? Oh, good.
Yeah, but they are calling them murderers. I mean, first time in the history, unprecedented. And as I said, that they can give you tremendous prescriptions. They could prognosticate. They could tell you futuristically what will happen. They'll give you a beautiful picture. You swear that that there is no imperfections. And then at the end of the day, when time comes to deliver, meaning that the prescriptions that they would have prognosticated and analyzed through their early intervention to know to be just
yes. But talking to Mike, but go ahead, caller. Pleasant good morning to you. Where are you calling from? What's your contribution on the Ground Report? From?
Calling from Santa Flora.
Santa Flora. A pleasant good morning to you. Far and wide, man.
Yeah, the amount of things that this government have pending that they are seen about. For example, the one is the Paria thing where them divers died. They spent $21 million for investigation. And they could have take $20 million and give 34 the people who suffer that loss, the family. Then they have everything that they're spending and waiting. When you go in the hospital, you don't get medicine. I have to buy my medicine. You get a grocery list when you go by the doctor, you know. And when you go in the clinic, you ain't getting none. The health, the road so bad. Look, just last I bought a tire and you $400 new brand tire I buy, you know. And it busts. I had to buy a next one. Everything in this country done. You can't get water problem. I don't know what people seeing in this government that they're holding on to this government. Why? People can't see you suffering, no work. Your children can't get a job in this country. What people will do, not turn to crime. I'm not instigating people to go to crime, you know. I'm just saying this is the reason why.
Understand. Lack of opportunities will open evil doors.
Then home invasion we have in this place for this month is only crime. Everybody had to lock the gate and stay inside. And even though you're inside, they're jumping over your wire in the back and coming in and holding you up and nothing being done. They're even holding the people. And it's a whole area from Los Fajos, comes Palaseco, comes straight down to Corey, you know. The area that they bandit in. People scared in the house. And we have a lot of old people around like living by themselves. So you can imagine how these people are scared. I am one of them. So this is what, and I don't know why I cannot open and see that this government. I was in Miami some years ago, and you know what? A guy come the thief, break up my car, and you know what they do? They call the police. While they call the police, I sit down and he say, watch and see if you see the bandit coming back because the speaker missing from the car. When you so it's a helicopter come, you know, and they hold them fellas down on the highway, you know. And I had to go and identify them. Just imagine that. And why they cannot put the helicopter to trace where these cars are them going. In 5 minutes, you're holding them people, boy. And they can't put the helicopter, 2 helicopters, put one north and one in central. And we capturing all them bandits. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next caller. Morning. Go ahead.
Morning, Andy. Morning, Ground Report.
Morning to you, Valencia.
I congratulate the speaker talk about the Pan Pedrego Picharan. Annie boy, for years I go down that highway Sunday, give that piece of land, and that will dig me and harass me. Oh God, look the land here. Live you a pancheta, live you a carnival theater, live you a hotel. We near the airport. Oh God, all the flying for the plane could land in the place. We want to make it very easy. You can walk from the airport and come in the place. Tourists come by boat, just drive up the highway and spend a few hours a day. Carnival, pre-carnival shows, fun theater, pension, people can enjoy themselves, relaxation, hotel for carnival time. Pension, they go make a money. What them people so stupid for? They have a business brain, boy, Andy boy. They don't travel, they go nowhere. They know only the St. John's and Tobago. The pension, they go people. Go and see where you can expand on yourself. The other thing I want to talk about, my partner went up Ghana, bringing some information. I hope Kafka can born. No emancipation coming. Enlighten the African people. That man, mama guy in them, You have any African company come and invest in Trinidad, St. Jean Paul? So much shipping make anybody come and invest in Trinidad? They gone in India trying thing again. What kind of mama guy gone? They gone to Australia and buy some boat. The boat can't run on a river. They buy the boat back up behind it. Man, the national story saying, we have no diesel, we have no gas or whatever to run the boat. But they want to plan according and then now. Only planning. They planning, not going to executing. So you only preparing Johnny up with no seed. What will go to reap? How many children are you studying? Annie, me and not sure I have nieces and nephews and going to university. Where them children when they come up, where are you going to work, boy? You are not Kerala, no. You got planted marijuana. What happened in marijuana program? What happened in marijuana program they were about? I hate to say, I don't like to say black people. The lower income people. Can make money, boy?
All right.
They can make marijuana.
Thank you.
All right, and bye.
All right, Valencia.
Yeah, he refers, of course, to the ability of this government, once again, uncanny as it is, to generate prescriptions, analyze the situation very, very professionally and articulatedly. But at the end of the day, the prescriptions have always fallen short and put Trinidad and Tobago in further detriment. We have seen that, of course, with so many projects. Let's go to the line. We have someone there.
Voice notes. We taking voice notes, calls, everything.
Voice notes,
I don't know. Child molester.
Next call, next. Oh boy.
Yes, people, of course, be a little more, palatable.
Go ahead, caller.
Public air, right?
Morning.
Bear in mind our license. Yes. When you're making
hello, morning.
Calls,
Good morning to you, caller. Where are you calling from? What's your contribution on the number one program this morning?
Right, morning, guys. I'm calling from Central here. I want to let the Trinidad and Tobago know something that we already know. PNM minding the supporters. They don't like to work, they want to do nothing. So when them getting that money, what they voting for anybody else for? That is one. And secondly, I see Makila and they coming out there, all due respect and everything. But what you coming to do? Split the vote? That way you coming to do? Split the vote? What are they really doing? When you only see them around election time, come out and split the vote and go back in the comfort zone, and it's better catch out here. Morning.
Thank you very much. Oh boy.
That people have to be independent and resist that kind of attempt to lure you into a situation where you are acting against your own best interests. Take what we say, analyze it, do your own research, and go to the polls.
Morning, caller.
Morning, gentlemen. Morning.
Good morning.
Tingo, keep that radio blasting in Palm Beach. Raccoon,
rounded up them people in Sally Bay and the for Grandy. Andy, Lennox, this man could go just so and make these decisions on his own. He don't have to, you can't consult with somebody to come and give away pension big old land. And the land wasn't just to build. Pandey had explained all the benefits of that from people coming from the airport and things, and could stop in and have different shows and entertainment and all type of thing. It was a whole pan theater, you understand?
Yeah. But the existing executive have as much blame to be take as the government of Trinidad and Tobago and Rowley and his government. They both have, the existing executive have a lot of blame to take. I believe that is a total sellout. Because you telling me that land that worth all the millions, you go organize sign, the government give you some kind of rental place, you renting now, and some kind of small money over, and them give up that was telling you, boy, black people don't know what they want. Land. Land.
And Robert explained.
I go give up land to go and rent.
Listen to me. And I'll explain exactly what the academy was supposed to incorporate. All the different activities it was supposed to be involved in with training and whatever and so on. The Brian Lara Academy. You never get that up and running, right? But you go on to negotiate with this man, right? And look at the men he working with. Moody. All of them is the same, Rowley, Netanyahu, Moody, and the other one there. It's the same thing, You understand? All of them pushing the same head, At least Rowley destroy a country without a weapon, right? He bring this country down to the ground with the shanty tongue of the Caribbean. Look at tongue, look at the streets, look at the papers, feces all over the blasted place. You understand? That's the condition of this country right now, right? And they go in and PNM, they see about the people. You understand? That is why you see people continue to vote PNM, all of them benefiting somehow, somewhere from the PNM. Them don't want to hear nothing else again. Them don't care where the country. You understand? You see cable bill go reach close to $1,000 just now. You understand? And they don't care. They don't care because everybody, they're benefiting from it. You understand? And the people we have to keep up the struggle, right? I mean, thanks for all the people. I see all the people come out in a very nice way. We had a lot of people there, right? I saw you on Shotgun Street there when you stop and we turn around, right? But we have to keep the struggle going, and Chingo keep that radio blasting in Palmas, educate the people. Tunapuna come out by your gate, walk around, and you just keep it so long on the radio. Come and educate the people, walk around. You have good points. Walk around and all the activists keep so the people in your surroundings, the people in the environment, your family and whatever, keep enlightening the people. Look at the divers, like the caller say, you spend so much money to do a damn investigation. Why you didn't give the people and them? Why you settle that with the people and them? And they have no right to go no diplomatic center to be this. I don't want to use the right word. You understand? It's a waste of time. Go to the diplomatic center to meet people. You understand? Anyway, and just now, so what's going on, that John Jeremy thing, he's not supposed to even be lecturing with the issue it had behind him, John Jeremy. He's not even supposed to be lecturing. Hello?
Yes, we hear you.
Yeah, we heard you. And I agree. That's an opinion, yes.
We should make placards and go by you wouldn't lose school. This is what we have to do. Right? Get the culture, wake up the people around, get placards and go there and protest for he lecturing there. Right? Look at the Attorney General. He's not supposed to be in that position. And all you explain everything from the Attorney General with this Vincent Nelson matter, print leaflets and try to educate the people coming straight down the line. You understand? Look at that. He went to fly up the far to disengage himself from the issue to come back here to take a post. That should never be. He's not supposed to be no Attorney General in this country. You understand? We have to get our fire burning on our partner.
All right, and we will. Thanks so much. Next caller, morning caller, where calling from, and what's your contribution on the ground report this morning?
Good morning, sir. Thank you very much for taking my call. I have been listening to your program, and your callers are rightfully talking about pandering me, and all of those things are very important. But I think there is something that happened over the weekend that you need to talk about. Okay?
All right, what's it is?
Michaela Pandey has 5 bridesmaids. Over the weekend, please permit me 2 minutes to read this. Over the weekend, the 5 dissidents in the UNC had their launch almost simultaneously with Michaela Pandey's announcement that she will contest all 41 seats. During both events, held on what would have been the 91st birthday of Basdio Pandey, Paris United Patriots and Pandey's Patriotic Front referenced the elder Pandey dozens of times. Is this a coincidence? Of course it is not. It is just a pappy show for what was always bound to happen. Both factions will team up for the election and will try to oust Persad Bissessar as UNC leader before the bell rings. Your previous caller just mentioned that and you all are ignoring it. The split vote is here. This coup, this is what it is, has been the plan all along. KPB has many strengths, but judging people's character is not one of them. Remember Therese Baptiste Cornelis? We must, however, cut KPB some slack, as TNT is always short on talent and it is hard to know where to look. During Paris, candidates walk across the stage, their claim to fame, and thus their justification for UNC faithful selecting them as their upcoming internal elections candidates is their work under KPB. So while their leadership team bad-talked KPB's leadership, their slate was boasting about their work under her. This infighting in the UNC will not attract one independent voter, but paradoxically, it is one of the UNC's strengths. Disparate views from competing egos and strong characters, you will never find that in a PNM cult. The fact remains that brand recognition, UNC versus patriotic whatever, is always important in any election. And that is what this battle is for, the UNC brand. Michaela Pandey should not lead the UNC because she is Pandey's daughter. If she leads, it should be because she has plans, policies, and programs which will help TNT and good people around her to guide her. And I have seen nothing that suggests that this is so. Gary Griffith will eventually jump from KPB's bosom to Michaela Pandey's. This is inevitable given his skittish juvenility. This quagmire is of KPB's own making, and the question was always who to put. And the answer, in my humble opinion, is Kevin Ramnarine. Would you allow me to explain why?
Go ahead, let's say why.
The first reason is money. Oil and gas is TNT's biggest problem, not crime. That is his area of expertise. He knows the ins and the outs of the energy sector already, and he can hit the ground running. Thirdly, he has East-West corridor appeal because of his voice. In TNT politics, cadence, accent, diction are more important than achievements. I will say here that those were the criteria that Rowley used for hiring men like Young, Johnny Sukaran, Dayal Singh, and Mitchell. Number 4, Ramnarine is sober, serious, he has a serious tone. And he is a refreshing change from men like Munila, who crack jokes during press conferences about dead babies. He can read the room. He's an intellect and he researches before he speaks. He listens before he speaks. He has a good temperament. He's a bridge between Trinidad and Guyana where the money is. He is young, and yes, he is a man. The UNC cannot have another female leader so soon. Another female leader opens the UNC up to PNM criticism. With Pandey, you will soon hear that she's a puppet and which cabal is controlling her. The country needs to get down to business ASAP, and no time for that kind of PNM distraction from turning the country around. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank you so much. Oh,
wow, that's a view.
That's
a view. That's a view. Yeah, that's a view. I disagree with some aspects of the analysis, and of course some of the prescriptions that have.
No, but some of the things what she's saying too, it looking like a coup, and this is where the split votes come in, and the difference between the PNM and that one is serious.
Are valid.
That one is serious. Look, you're seeing the split votes already. You know, like they're trying to show we go end up with Rowley. For next thing because boy.
Yeah, that is.
Boy,
that
people
is the ultimate.
own
I mean,
greed,
when you
boy.
talk about split votes, etc., then you're talking along that line. But it is early days yet. There are other configurations that one can look at. As
Boy,
we
people
as we go
greed,
forward.
greed.
And you
Fighting,
have to also
and
learn
just go remain.
from your history as well. And
Exactly.
you have to learn from your history.
Why would we go down the road to go down with any split vote, any disunity, any kind of thing to what? Leave the track open for Rowdy them to remain there for next 5 years, which is 15 years around, boy. Oh God, boy, we got dead.
I think most of the what I consider to be the not so palatable aspects of the last caller's prognosis, if you want to call it that, and analysis, I would prefer to wait until the post-internal elections is completed. I think we'll have a lot to learn from that and a lot to evaluate as a consequence. I will not want to hazard any definite position at this point in time. It is volatile. It is Mercurian. You know, it is Mercury, like Mercury. It's still quicksand, so to speak. And I would prefer to do.
But here what we'll do, here what we doing by the meanwhile. Let's organize, take that very, very important break and come back. Trinidad and Tobago, we go for the quick break and come back. When we come back, more right here on the Ground Report. We'll be back.
More FM 104.7.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Looking for top quality and affordable hardware supplies? Then look no further than Midland Hardware, number 97 Eastern Main Road, Aruka. We stock a wide range of tools, water tanks, blocks, lumber, steel, and everything you need for your home and business project. Check out our new display of steel windows and assorted designs of metal curtain rods. Midland also stockpiles sand, gravel, topsoil, and more. We have a variety of kitchen faucets, face basins, and toilet sets, bathroom mat sets, all garden tools, hand tools, generators, power washers, and water pumps. Customers can make payments via links, credit card, online payment, and cash on delivery. WhatsApp 327-7761 for free quotations, or give us a call at 646-2144. Open every day, Sunday to Sunday from 8 a.m. From foundation to finish, it's all at Midland.
For over 100 years, radio has been the most accessible, and to date, it's still the most listened to medium everywhere. More FM 104.7 is programmed so you can hear us everywhere. Never miss a beat. This station and its programming is fit for the listeners everywhere with the most variety in Trinidad and Tobago. You are guaranteed to reach your target market with More FM 104.7. Get more sales, get more clients. Book your ads today by calling us 221-4913.
A lucky homeowner will win a brand new car. Yes, a brand new Mitsubishi Expander Cross. Yes, park in your 4-vehicle parking space. Limited availability. Get in a gear with DG Homes' newest gated community, Daniel Estate. The oasis of Canoopia will satisfy your needs for a new lifestyle. Beautifully designed, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, modern interior, sophisticated finishings, with superbly manicured landscaped green spaces, front and backyard included, starting at $1.65 million. Call now and book a viewing. 691-5659. Beautiful home, beautiful car, beautiful life. Home is DG Homes, Daniel Estate, Canoopia.
Trinidad and Tobago, welcome Mr. Keith Anthony Blair, the original fireman, Anthony B. Anthony B.
Nobody want to plan the camp.
Everybody want to read the bar.
Anthony B.
Repentance time, every man a see clear. Every entertainer clean up them career.
The World of Reggae, Saturday, June 8th, Queens Park, Savannah, featuring Anthony B. Anthony B.
Wine and roses for my baby.
Anthony B. Alongside the legends of reggae, Shabba Ranks, Barrington Levy, Maxi Priest, Shawn Mason, Black Loyalty, and more. Brought to you by B-Mobile and B-Mobile Secure, and powered by DG Homes, Macusson Triple Extra Stout, Angostura White Oak, Rick L Services, and the Ricky Ragunanan Group of Companies.
Hey, you! Yes, you! Need quality printing at affordable prices? Then look no further. At Graphic Source, we've got you covered. Take your project to the next level for all your designs and printing needs. From t-shirt printing to labels, signs, and banners. Look no further. Business stamps, flyers, tickets, and invites, just to name a few. With 2 convenient locations. Eastern Main Road, St. Augustine, opposite Massey's Doors, and Arima Shopping Center, Broadway Street, Arima. Contact us today. 342-2664, 270-0428, or 360-8917. Graphic Source, your #1 source. You name it, we design it and print it.
The rainy season is here, so be weather smart and change your tires to handle the nation's wet roads. After all, you don't want to be the one to cause any accidents, do you? So why not check out Racetrack Wheels right now? They're the only one that gives you quality tires to hold the road properly. And to top it off, Racetrack Wheels carries all sizes of tires for all makes of vehicles. They are the sole distributors for Salem and Achilles tires. These tires carry a full manufactured warranty and is the #1 tire for comfort and performance in this rainy weather. We have the latest rims in all sizes, all at drastically low prices. We also do blank wheels that could be drilled to your vehicle specification. It's all about new technology and keeping ahead of the game.
So hurry on down to Racetrack Wheels, 3 locations: 330 Eastern Main Road, Aruca, 82 Bethany Road, Bucco, Tobago, and 64th Southern Main Road, Chase Village, or call 285-9168.
So my friend, take it from me and be weather smart this season and change your tires right now at Racetrack Wheels.
Trinidad and Tobago, get ready for the most incredible, the most versatile, the #1 dancehall DJ, Dr. Hyde, as he and his friend Faoud present Black and Sexy. Black and Sexy. June 22nd, the Police Mess in St. James. For more information, call 748-0085 and 303-5920. Black and Sexy.
Put food on your table. ADC is affordable. Shop at ADC Supermarket, Cleaver Road. A very comfortable and clean environment. These prices are unbelievable. Come see for yourself. We have the best alcohol prices. Don't miss out. Get those specials on liquor. Put food on your table with ADC Supermarket, conveniently located at #4 Cleaver Road in Arima. Every Friday and Saturday is real vibes and live entertainment from your very own DJ Christian on Friday and Saturday. Everyone is talking about ADC Supermarket. Shop in comfort and in a clean environment with the best prices for all your grocery needs. Secured parking. Remember, free delivery. Put food on your table. ADC is affordable. ADC Supermarket, #4 Cleaver Road in Arima.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
The World of Reggae, Saturday, June 8th, North Park, Queens Park, Savannah.
So I said, reggae music on ya.
The World of Reggae, powered by Macusson Triple Extra Stout, Angostura White Oak, B-Mobile and B-Mobile Secure, Rick L Services, and brought to you by Cache, Bagwinsing, Omega XL, We Quip, Magnum Tonic Wine, Frito-Lay, Racetrack Wheels, Jack Daniels, Campari, TT Rideshare, and the Tiki Bar. The World of Reggae.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Yes, indeed. We are back. Time check is just about just about 10 minutes. 55, 60, no, about 5 minutes to the hour of 8 o'clock. And of course, we continue to take your calls. Andy is momentarily delayed, but he will be joining us soon. In spite of that, of course, I don't have access unless Newbie is there. Newbie, are you there? So we could open up the lines.
Chaperone, you hear me clearly?
Okay, right. So you are there. So if we get calls, just I will pause in order to, of course, accommodate. But I just wanted to, of
No
course,
problem, but hold on. We already have
we have
one
a call.
line.
All right, great. Okay.
Good morning. Yeah,
Good morning.
Remember who Makila family working for asking? That is the same person that working for the Prime Minister. This is the same person, so we had to look at it from all sides. I just asking if it's so. You know what I mean? So this could be, we are the PNM. So that group now is a PNM group to destroy the UNC. Because remember this money they thief, it had jail coming in. Yeah. They set up $3 billion that they thief out, right? And this man have multi-story building and yacht and all kind of thing. And where you get that money from? You understand? And you raise gas 5 times. And we can't get water. Right now you can't go. The whole country you're buying water $600 a tank. Right? You can't bathe good. Right? And them partying, we want jail for them. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Of course, I know that would have been preceded by the analysis made by one of the callers earlier, and someone called me from the United States during the break as well to make an input in terms of agreeing with certain aspects of the caller. But certainly, as I said, generally, I would prefer to wait until after the internal elections. Kamala Prasad-Bissessar came out of a leadership elections that gave her an overwhelming mandate by virtue of the amount of votes that she got, at least comparatively speaking to that of Rowley in his own party. So that's one aspect of it. And of course, as she suggested, Kevin Ramnarine as emerging young leader. Of course, I am not impressed with that choice. He is to me look as though he's more a reclusive individual who does not possess the charisma. I cannot question his intellect and of course his knowledge about gas and oil, and therefore would be a good, of course, minister in the Ministry of Energy when that time comes. But in terms of leading the UNC, I think that's a different ball game. And then, of course, I had to take issue with what is called the so-called dissident. I like to call about. I like to say faction. We have a caller. I'll take the call. I'm just making up time and yes, we have a call. Go ahead.
Yes, Samuel. Good morning, gentlemen.
Yes.
Lennox. I am. I said I wasn't calling this morning because I'm not feeling too well. Lennox, let us go back to Thursday. Thursday, I was not there because I got so upset. When I was looking to come out there, I had a giddiness. I had to stay in my bed. And you know, the thing about it at Lennox, I find it shouldn't be an issue if Miss Woodbrook come out, if Miss Santa Cruz come out. If they should have so many people there that it doesn't matter if certain people, well, I'm now saying something again. It shouldn't matter if certain people, don't come out because, we expect the whole of Trinidad to come out. Lennox, after 9 long years, where was Michaela Pandey? Where were all the people who are coming up now because they know election is just a couple days off? Where were they? Did they come out and do anything or say anything concerning the murders in this country? No, they did nothing. Why it is these people just want to use the population, at least the ones who have no sense, to vote to put them in power, to do what? To go back suffering? Lennox, the people in this country, I am mad at the people in this country because you know why? Nobody can take medicine for a next person illness. The people in this country, they have been suffering so much for the past 9 years. And you want to tell me nobody is taking the responsibility to stand up for the situation? Lennox, if we rewind and see the amount of ills in this country, where are the people? Where are the people? I have seen over the years, all over the world, the only way you could send a message to the government or the people in authority is by thousands of people coming out on the street in an orderly manner and tell the government to go. Tell the people who are putting pressure on these people they have to go. And these people come out day after day until I see that the ones who causing the problem, they have to go. Trinidad is the way it is because somebody said it's a whole country, and I believe that 100%. You can't be sitting down there and this one jump up and tell you this and you think. You must stand firm. You must know you are a citizen of this country. You must know that you were living here for the past 9 years. You must know the uncontrollable amount of murders it had in this country. You must know how people are suffering all the ills in this country. You must know for the past 9 years, nothing was good for the people in this country. They got nothing. They lost their jobs. They lost their lives. They lost everything. The only people who gained anything was the 1%, the friends and family of the PNM. And now you want to tell me the opportunity is presenting itself for people to come out and vote. You want to tell me you have Parry and them on one way, you have Michaela coming one day. What the hell going on in this country? Do people in this country have any education? They have any kind of common sense? You as a person should stand firm. What we want right now is to get rid of Rowley and the PNM and all these people who are coming up. They are agents of the PNM. Or you can't see that? Eh? If you not like this one, I like the other one, I like the one. What all you should like is all yourself and all your family and all your country. What all you should like is to want to live better. We want to change this country. This country, it has no law, it has no order, it has no fairness, it has no righteousness, it has not even Christianity or faith or whatever. This country has nothing good, you understand? And the only way it can fix, the people have to fix it. But the people, and you know, Lennox, the point is, what I cannot understand, you have the head of the police association come up and he talk as a stupidness. They ain't doing that. No, but why people don't understand they have to protest? They have to protest when they don't want something. You have the head of the person with the problem. You might you tell me you open on a note and put a gun wrong it, saying you're coming to kill whoever it is. And they talk, and nothing going on. I saw a young man on the TV this week with a big hell of a machine gun, walking saying he protect the youth in the community. And as he had this gun, because they had to look for where is the police? Where is Ola? Where are the people who are supposed to do the right thing in this place? You have people that have a case now calling after 15 years, and then you have a judiciary. And none of them they stand up like big men and women and say it is right. No, everybody wants to be in the corner and shoot because they want post or they want big money. How much time they will tell them the same thing over and over? Lennox, I reach a point now. I am tired of talking for people and the ground report. God bless all you because Liana, all you fight for 9 years. All you fight for 9 years for these ungrateful, dotish people. You understand? And you see right now, as far as I'm concerned, Lennox, I reach the point. They want Rowley back there for the next 5 years for them to catch the royal. Well, you know something? So be it. Because one set of people can't be talking and fighting. And the next set just sitting down and they're making an effort to fight for Trinidad and Tobago, to fight for a better life, to fight for the children, to fight for a country where we can live in peace. We want to live in peace and Andy. Lennox, everything is out of order. And if the people want to be jumping here and big drama, this one coming, the other one coming, I don't give a damn who come. The people have to decide what they want, or if because all of them who come in equal PNM. You understand? All who coming out in party equal PNM. So you go on, decide if all you want to live 5 more years. But and let me tell you this, you see, for you think the past 9 years was bad, all you put back all you in the PNM day, all you ain't seen nothing yet. Blessings, Lennox.
Yes, indeed. Very forceful, very practical, very pragmatic, and very, of course, some may say offensive to listen to. But the fact of the matter is that irksomeness is a dose of reality. And I agree that all of the melee and all of the shenanigans and the conflicts that are emerging now is because of self-conceited personal agendas. And of course, it's clear now that there are elements who want to parachute into position of authority, position of leadership from the top, and having not, of course, having gone through the fires for that kind of development or that kind of position. Let's go to the line. We have a caller.
Hi, morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning.
You know what amazes me, right, in this country is people who are supposed to have a certain level of education, who carries a set of letters behind their names, and who you look to as the ones who would try and assist the situation in this country and try and speak out. You know, they are the ones who are more concerned about themselves rather than the country, right? And you have the ones who trying to ensure that you have a brighter country, and they don't have the capacity or the wherewithal to really make the change that they would like to in this country. You know, it's amazing. I mean, with respect to Michaela, I don't think Michaela really concerned about winning any election, you know. She just carried on her father's legacy to make sure that the UNC just fall apart and disintegrate, because she feels that she should have been in the place as Kamala there as the leader. And that's the problem. You really think she could win 41? I mean, okay, out of the 41, you think she could really get 10 seats at all, if so much? She's not concerned about that. It's just to make sure that the UNC crumble and fall apart, and she will get satisfaction with that. Morning, gentlemen. Have a good day.
And you raise a good point that, as you began, that these people are supposed to be intelligent, and they know what the options are. They know what the consequences are. They know what is at stake. But yet still they are prepared, of course, to give their ego and their egotistic and their self-serving agenda credence and precedent over that of the general good. And that is where the difficulty is, because why, as you rightly asked the question, why now? Why now, when we are on the cusp of making a decision? We should be now coalescing rather than dividing. But go ahead. I understand there's a caller.
Hey, Lennox.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, morning. Excuse the voice this morning, but I had to call, boy.
Yeah, go ahead. No problem.
After I hear that crap when that woman talk, I had to call.
Yes,
and also, I want to talk about Michaela Pandey. She has so much hatred for Kamala that she forgetting one thing. When Bazio Pandey, everybody deserved Bazio Pandey. After he fall, his best friend was John Humphrey. And Humphrey retreated into the dark shadows like Barnabas Collins. He didn't want his name associated with Bazio Pandey at all. And she come on a platform and hung up that man. Michaela Pandey is a crazy woman. She don't know what she about. And the callers who listening, if only they know the Bajisaga Bazio Pandey, check it back. John Humphrey was Bazio Pandey's best friend. And when he needed him most, he deserted him. And she coming and hugging you up on a platform. All you pay attention to that. And as far as Adila have character, and that's what Kamala and Munilal and all of them. But this one coming with Kevin Ramnarain as an energy minister, he could run the country.
I don't know how that name came up. I don't know how that. It's some kind of magic cap or
people live in that kind of fantasy world.
Some kind of raffle that took place for that name to come up. I just don't understand it.
That Kevin Ramnarain name could surface on the program as a leader for the UNC. What kind of nonsense is that? And the woman write all that on a piece of paper and says to talk. Yeah. But I want to tell all of them, and imagine she talking about Gary Griffin go back with Michaela Pandey. All of the young people who ain't over after Bazio Pandey, ask all their parents, check it back. John Humphrey deserted Bazio Pandey in his hour of need when he had no friend. All that tell Mr. Pandey to become disoriented. And she hugging up John Humphrey on a platform. That you need psychiatric evaluation. And one for no boy Lennox, so I might call again.
Yes, indeed. And one has to face the harsh reality of politics. The fact of the matter is that what occurred or what happened to Mr. Pandey is largely because of the way that the PNM dealt with him. He had these matters.
All right, enough.
We have a caller in line.
Go ahead, caller. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
Morning to the big good man.
Good morning to you.
Around Tobago. Look, see how everybody talking. Let me tell you, we have to organize it. The people have the protest in the blood right now, the blood worm. And for Liberty is right from the corner. Lennox, we had to hit Faizabad
with a heavy piece of action on this Labor Day. Last year, I don't know why, or they didn't snatch that. Now we have a platform. We could call, we could drag our name, we could walk around with placard we want, we could walk with the megaphone and make noise. No police can tell me nothing. That's the day we are no longer just about no union, you know. We have a strong section. San Fernando, on that side, have a strong section back in the ground report. We have a strong section down here. So I'm saying for the 19th, they're just 2-3 weeks away. So we start to organize from now. The hit fights are about heavy on Labor Day. The ground report, remember we moved that time, we were at the back of the line. We had the banner, everything, ground report, everything. Then we start to organize that. Forget all that I talk about McHale and this one and that one. They ain't doing nothing for it. Then we get down to some serious thing, organize yourself for Labor Day, 2 weeks from now. Because we have nothing, we have no letters coming up to say we're going to deliver nothing in a hurry. The next thing on the line is Labor Day, and we have to be recognized in this part, in this country. We have to be recognized. The ground report, the mainstream media will be there covering everything. We'll get coverage. And so, let us talk about that with Mikey and Andy, and we started working on that from now. Doctor, listening.
Yeah, I'm certainly going to consider that, but I disagree that you must ignore the shenanigans and the recriminations that are coming, especially recently. Now that an election is impending, it is not to be ignored, but it's to be, of course, exposed so that the people will know what the agendas are, and that they must not fall gullible to opportunistic political parasites. So that's the point I am making. Whether within or outside of the UNC, we have to discuss these matters. And I was making the point. Oh yeah, let's go back to the lines. At present, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Lennox Smith and UB. Good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah,
good morning.
Yes. Now, I listened to your program this morning, and the discourse your program taken with certain callers. I want to remind these callers something. Now, when your country have a ministry that is hemorrhaging means it naturally hemorrhaging. Our Ministry of Finance is hemorrhaging so much. We have to try to stop that hemorrhaging. And to stop that hemorrhaging, the only thing you could do is remove the administration, right? How we are going to remove the administration? These people who get the 30 piece of silvers, if you want to collect a 30 piece of silver, anybody joining the PNM now is going to try to help the PNM do an audit into the expenditure. They are not coming to help this country. They are coming to try to help Dr. Rowley them stay out of the jail. Right? Because Dr. Rowley did everything in his power to go back into opposition, and that is that. We have to recognize as a people, the only way forward in this country is to remove Dr. Rowley. The opposition have 19 seats. That 19 seats, don't care what these people come with. I'm hearing them on all of the frequency, and I want to tell, they have a by-election coming up right now. That by-election and the lady who gone across to the PNM, you don't have to come and tell me you're going across to the PNM from the UNC. You just go. Just go across. Stop trying to play that petty politics that all they're playing in this country. All they playing well petty politics, all they see look going on. And I want to close by saying this. When a country have a Ministry of Finance hemorrhaging, the first place that be damaged after that hemorrhaging cannot stop, it's the National Insurance Board. After the National Insurance Board, there comes the pension plan. These things will stop. So all you people who working right now between the age of 30, 35, 29 and working hard and feel all they building a country and a foundation, don't stop this hemorrhaging by Dr. Rowley and Enbridge. Let that $3.1 billion not be told where it is. If we don't know where it is, we are going to ask as a people where the money gone. We can't allow this kind of money to fall in the country and have the country hemorrhaging like this. The National Insurance Board will crash. They don't want to say it. Ms. Kamala Prasad explain that to the population when a ministry, such as Ministry of Finance, is hemorrhaging like that. You're missing so much money. And nobody want to stay on that agenda. We have to stay on that because let me tell you something. I done cross 60. I get my little thing already from the government. There's people who working who just come out of school, just join the workforce. You all will get nothing if you leave Dr. Rowley to the head of your affairs. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago.
Well said, my friend. Well said. I take copious notes. We have another call before, of course, I make further interventions because it's important that we set the record straight. I don't I don't believe in leaving things in limbo. Neither must it be, especially where there's a rationale and reason for intervention, and
Well,
you
Lennox here, what?
pretend to ignore. Good morning.
No, just me. Tia, what? Take the air
Oh yes,
and
yes,
you cue
yes.
me in, or
I
you
was
have to
making
start
the
back
point
taking
that
calls, right?
that whether advertently, whether deliberately, or so, the situation with Bazio Pandey as opposed to Kamala Prasad Bisesa is two different one. The Bazio Pandey was in fact, of course, he had several matters before the court, and of course all his political enemies who would have relished there would have drooled over that, and 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 I happen to be part of the UNCA team in the 2007 general elections preparation, so I could talk authoritatively, and was part and parcel of the leadership decision making up at the Diamond, up at that hotel in Tonopuna, when a decision was made. Kamala Prasad Bisesa, to me, why she may have had ambition to lead the party, really and truly did not make any overture from my position to do so, with a kind of conviction that I'm seeing happening today. She was designated to be the leader of the campaign for 2007. With my party, love for Lavantil for Lavantillians was the cliche, but my party would have been in that coalition called Love Lavantil Outreach for Vertical Enrichment. They had the NAR and one or two other parties with the UNC, and we had decided to have Kamala Prasad Bisesa lead the campaign. If he's alive, well, yes, I suppose he's alive. KDs will testify to that. And when we took the decision to have Kamala lead the party, Pandey was out of the country, and when he came back, of course, the decision was turned around. We, being small fries, decided we had to go along, and then it turned out that both Pandey and Warner was then selected to lead the party in that particular elections. And of course, the rest is history, because Kamala Prasad Bisesa did not attend the major launch, you would recall, at subsequently to announce how the party will be moving forward as the UNCA. Well, that was because of the humiliation that she suffered as a consequence. If I was her, I would have left the party already. But of course, she subsequently at the major rally, she came at the Mid-Center Mall and she presented herself as if nothing went wrong. I want to say that she is made of a kind of grit, a kind of, not limestone, a kind of rock that has matured her to the point where today she can take these things in stride, and of course respond not just appropriately and sagaciously. Because I've heard Charles, for example, the Naparima outgoing, he says, parliamentary representative, he was making reference to Anita Haynes as the new and budding and shining star of what the UNC should be in the future. Totally oblivious. And I am wondering, well, I consider these fellas as intellectual and as people who I would have respected. But here it is. He is claiming, and all of you go back to the news and you will get it. He was saying that Anita Haynes is the new shining light of the UNC, including Saddam Hussein, etc., as the young budding future of the party. But guess what? And that is where you must be analytical. The fact of the matter is that Anita Haynes is a parliamentary representative, and therefore she is not to be. She is. But he was talking as though somehow, like, his age probably caught up with him, and therefore he's suffering from some kind of amnesia, debilitation, maybe Alzheimer's or something like that. Here it is, he's talking about her and, of course, Saddam Hussein as the shining light. But here it is, Kamala Prasad Bisesa, in essence, gave them the opportunity to exist, to be real, to be now, to be existential, to be existing. That new dimension that he refers to, and making a case that somehow Kamala Prasad Bisesa has done wrong. Her leadership is is waning and therefore cannot lead the party into a next election or into the next election. Well, it was Kamala Prasad Bisesa who led the party to 19 seats. It was Kamala Prasad Bisesa who took over, dominate Sangre at the level of the corporation. And no doubt, the possibility is real that at the national elections and general elections level, logically, common sense, that is practical. And of course, they would forget what transpired, of course, in Maruga against the great Gypsy. Why people are so disingenuous and so dishonest, and that is what is the problem here with me. That is why I am waiting until after the internal elections before I really make a conclusive analysis. But I just thought it was important to let the people know, because of the unique position that I have been in, to say what Kamala Prasad Bisesa passed through. And if Pandey had criminal matters pending before him, he was right. He would have been vulnerable to his political enemies within the party and outside of the party, and he paid the price. Even though at the end of the day, the legal shenanigans created by the PNM itself turned out to be a concoction or a figment of their own imagination, as of course the Privy Council did in fact manifest. But the fact of the matter, at the time, he was a strain on the party, and therefore the right decision was to have him step aside at the time. If, on the other hand, if those things were not part of the variables, Pandey would have had a longer political life in the leadership and in government, I'm certain. So let us not waste time. Let us not waste time. And I hate the level of hypocrisy and the level utilizing hyperboles and illogical logic and of course nestled in some degree of ignorance in order, of course, to justify a position that simply is not tenable. It's not tenable. So let us see what the internal elections will manifest, and then we will take it from there, because the die has been cast. Those who were not showing their petticoats are now showing it, and Kamala Prasad Bisesa rightfully had to respond. She did respond, particularly to Parry. Parry, of course, playing a kind of self-righteous indignation role now by saying, I'm not going to respond to people who speak harsh language. But she had to show him the reality of what he was saying. And of course, we didn't know that there were overtures being made to him to have this discussion by her. We only know that now with the, what I think is a 12-page letter that was sent back to him on his invitation to the launch of his team. Good luck to them. But the fact of the matter is, if it is that the party now has to evolve and the transition has to take place, well, the rank and file and the membership will say. But it's important for that to happen with the greatest amount of not just genuineness, but sincerity and objectivity from the point of view of the history and the seriousness with which we must take what Trinidad and Tobago can be under a PNM, as opposed to what has been demonstrated and is contemporary as far as the policies, program, and initiative of the UNC is concerned, whether it is on the Kamala side or on the Parry side. But the fact of the matter is, internally, they have a matter to settle, and I expect that after the election date, that will be settled, and hopefully that coalesce, they will reunite and get on. If that cannot happen, well, those who are outside are on the outside, and those who are in the inside, we just move along and tackle this common enemy, which of course is the PNM and Dr. Rowley. And I just thought I should make that intervention so people know. So there are people who were there that are very silent, but now we need to speak out and to let you know, we know, I know, and I'm sharing that with you now, because as a member of the UNCA in 2007, that is what Kamala Prasad Bisesa passed through. humiliation after humiliation. And I have more to talk about, which is with respect to that. Let's see how things evolve. But certainly, you cannot tell me that the new face is these people, Anita Haynes and Saddam Hussein, and they are in fact parliamentary representatives. Come on, that is ironic. We have a caller.
We had many.
I don't want to take up the mic. I know that people are attentive in terms of listening to these kinds of revelations.
Look, we have one as we speak. Lennox. Caller, you are live on here. Talk to me.
All right. Good morning. Sorry about that.
Lennox?
Yes. Good morning.
Let them have it.
Yes, of course, man. It's about time.
Yeah, I mean, these people not for real. Kamala was voted the best prime minister all time in this country. Worldwide, Ban Ki-moon, the Queen, everybody. What was this? Idiots we have out there, what?
I was there, so nobody could tell me. I was there.
Yeah, and you have all the and Kevin Ramnarai.
I was part of the leadership of the UNCA for the 2007 elections, which we lost. Yes.
And Kevin Ramnarai in 2015 when Kamala lose. He walked out on Kamala. That's why she put him back up in 2020. He talk as though Kamala do something wrong. How Kevin Ramnarai could ever get involved as a political leader in this country? But you see all that way, like what them this morning, they fickle-minded, they just forget Lennox. That is why you go before chair.
I feel sorry for the woman. I have no connections to her. But I feel sorry for her because the day before we took the decision to let Kamala Persad-Bissessar lead the elections of 2007, and the next day, the greater powers turn it around. How do you think she would have felt? And in fact, when we took the decision to have her lead the election, she came. Julia Davy and I was by the bar. Julia Davy is such a I don't want to say it on air. But I asked her if she remembered. She told me she can't remember. But I know that she did. That she remembered. Kamala Persad-Bissessar came by the bar when we stood there after we took the decision, and she said to both Julia Davy and myself, both of us, of course, representing love, and she said, "I will never forget you or forget this." She said so because we were supposed to put up our hands in a vote around the table to say that Kamala Persad-Bissessar is the one should have led the team in that 2007 general elections. So waste time. Yeah.
They want a leader like Rowley to cost them and this and that, and cost black people and call them hyena. These are set up mad people, boy. Eh? That's the kind of leader they want.
Get all the act together, you know. Get all the act together because it's going to be a very hot post-election 2025 if Rory gets back there, you know. Get all the act together. All right.
But the chance of them going into hibernation, they don't lose it already. But they get involved in the thing more.
Go out. But you can't make them kind of argument and insulting people like me, intelligence. How you going to tell me that they are the new blood, the new breed, the new shining light for the party moving forward? And they have gotten the opportunity as you speak. You could only say that if they didn't get the opportunity, if they didn't have the opportunity. That's the only way you could say that. How you could tell me that and they have the opportunity? Come on, man.
Kamala sent you for scholarship, all kind of thing, boy. Some people are real ungrateful, boy, Lennox. Real ungrateful and biased.
All right, my friend. Thank you. Yes. We take another call. Sorry about that, people, but I had to tell the truth. Good morning.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
More FM 104.7.
Bang, bang, bang. Bang, 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 bang.
Oh, Lord.
All lines are open, and I was listening. I listened to Lennox Smith in my absence. His editorial based on the UNCA, which I and all was a candidate for the Martin Northeast But we don't have to go into that at this point in time. We listened to a caller earlier before we went and take the break, where some of the things she is saying make sense, some to me not. That's just my opinion. She have hers, I have mine. Lennox has his. Miss Santa Cruz will have hers. Everybody have an opinion. But the big, I listen to Miss Roadbrook. Oh my God. 9 years, look at how long by. We're doing everything in the book. But the fact is the people, we had to make that change. Because if we don't, all I know is our next 5 years are rowly them by. Oh God, boy. I can't take that. Hence the reason. If today or tomorrow PNM is to win back this country, I will have no choice but to organize and get the hell out of here. Because I don't know if my house gonna be home invaded next. I don't know if when I leave in home somebody coming to kill again and they're not gonna catch them. I don't know if I fall sick today and have to go to the hospital, which I did, and can't get medication or have a surgery or they have to do a simple diagnosis to find out what is my issue, and I have to wait 7 months, and while I waiting 7 months I dead when my issue get worse. I don't know. You the people at Trinidad go all you know. I don't know after I happen to live 7 months after and I now gain my diagnosis and they say, you had this, you had that. Well, we have to do this surgery in order to save your life. And then they tell me, the surgery date is 2026, we 2024. Oh God, boy.
Bang, bang, bang.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
More FM 104.7.
All I know that we have been the voice of the people for quite a while. We feel your pain. We hear your voice. We know what you're going through because we're going through the same. And I'm sure you, I, and all of us, work should not go in vain. Because I know that we are a powerful force to be reckoned with. Not me say that, he say that.
I was going to the Oval one evening and I stopped as it was drizzling and a radio station was on. And on that radio station, which was my favorite station, but it was on in the vehicle housing, a most vulgar and outrageous radio program was on the airwaves called the Ground Report. You all remember that? In that report, it was the nastiest, dirty. As a matter of fact, what caught my attention was how filthy the program was on our airwaves. And I was asking myself, how could this be permitted on the airwaves of Trinidad and Tobago, election or no election? And it was all about me and my father and my mother and this, and I had raped this, and I had done that, and the Ground Report. They want to know what the plan is? The plan is to put an end to this.
I'm sorry, but I had to go out, so I don't know if I'll come back on time.
No problem. Who more vulgar? Who more disrespectful than Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley himself? This man Rowley is a bully. This man Rowley have nasty mouth. This man Rowley destroying the country. This man Rowley and the cabinet, the government, they're not well. They are pipers, political pipers, sprangers. They're spranging out everything. They're not well. All you know is a piper. All you know is a spranger. Them well in the head. And we need to send them to rehab. And how to send them to rehab is in 2025. While you go to the polls and vote for your children's future and your own future. It's the only way. And then to watch all this unity all over the country. Who now coming out, who jump out, who jump in on the strength. Who? We the people to take our next 5 years? No. It have a lot of work to do. You the people of Trinidad and Tobago have to make that change, have to come different. Because then the country will end up on a hopeless situation. Hence the reason if PNM win back the next election, I gone. Stay here for what? All odds against we citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, and we will organize and vote back the PNM to kill we more, or to kill we again, or to kill we now, or you mad or what? I wait, I watch. And I believe the PNM is plenty closer to losing this general election. Because I believe good will always win evil. And then if God bless me with the opportunity, with that seat, Sandy Grandi, Toko Sandy Grandi, Valencia, I know He will bless me. We will win that. It is closer. And even more closer in getting rid of the PNM. God hear me. All of the lines open. Miss Roadbrook, you ain't only talking. No? You preach. Lennox Smith, boy, you editorial. Boss, you get them inside. How dread it is and how much stamina and belly Kamala Prasad B says have, boy. Yeah, boy. Hence the reason. That lady have my full support. When you see people beating a woman you gotta be a heartless person, boy. Let our people come from away. I meet them and these people is like, say, you're all Prime Minister Kamala Prasad B said, I said, we Prime Minister, no, that's your opposition leader. They said, but everything in this country is Kamala. I swear she's running the country. So who's Rowley? I said, well, that's the Prime Minister. But he and all. Everything and every mistake he made is Kamala. I thought it was she was the Prime Minister.
More FM 104.7.
We must make the government work for the people rather than have the people work to keep a government in place.
You must develop a sense of self-reliance. You must develop a sense of confidence. And you must know and remember that parliamentarians are your servants and that you are the lords of the land. And so I ask you to put your hand on your heart, every one of you, and shout after me, I am the government. Louder, I am the government.
I am the government.
I am the government.
We are the government. It's we had to make the difference, Jed. Hope all your parents that's supporting the PNM, this Rowley, Blight, piping politically administration. All your sacrifice work, send all your kids to the universities. They come out with their masters, or they come out with their degrees, and it have no opportunity waiting for them. How you feel them feeling? Many of them do just that. Sacrifice, done other degrees, and don't no work. But then the time have come for you, the young people, you, the university grads. It's all your destiny, in which many senior citizens have been coming out on a Thursday to stand up for the right thing. Eventually, you all have to mobilize each other and start to beat the pavement and come and stand for your own future. Because the seniors will be gone and the S-hole will be left here for you to deal with. Your children members, you're going to be home, they're going to invade your house, they're going to rape you, your husband, and your child.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
All your senior citizens and parents, all you have to try to get your young people involved. Try that gone through. It look like bad winning good. Too much of people greedy for leader and this and that. Everybody want to. When nobody in studying us. But here where's the jokey part of it, as Miss Roadbrook say. We in studying we own goddamn self. When with you? Man, let me go to the lines. Morning caller.
Morning, Andy. Andy for Grandy. And Grandy for Andy. And that is why we want foreign observers. Andy, I would like to indulge you a little bit. Now, these 5 fellas who called for eternal election are going before the time. The Constitution of the UNC stated. Now they get it. But what I want to ask is that the sugar workers, for the 9 years that these same dividends and them, who say they're righteous and want to serve people, how much they fight for their rights to get all the right money? The Mahasabha, the PNM, tell them they want to revisit the Concord Act. And that when they revisit that, the subvention will be cut, you know. So you see why them fighting. But now it's 6 months in the year, coming closer to the end of this year, for election now to swing into mode. I just want to ask if anybody have a water treatment plant and they was threatened that they will take away the water supply from them and reduce it, and all will be nothing. Just imagine, Andy, for 9 years, and the African diaspora wake up, because just imagine Tobago push out the PNM. The PNM no longer have a chance in Tobago. Now in Trinidad, is 19 versus how much? When you check it, and that is why these 5 people, and see, all of them is business oriented. So they have the service companies and then their own have to go to the PNM. The UNC supporters, we are the poor ones who struggling and making sure that we can get a flower and go and see to make a little garden, hustle here, sweep a yard, cut a grass, and go and see to hustle in the market to make ends meet. We going and get taken by these 5 people who come in to mash up with party and tell you follow them headlessly. Look at the Indian work. Look at the kind of 9 years under the PNM. The Princess Tongue Regional Corporation is stand for funding. Only still thinking about PNM in that area. Look, Manjablo, down to Queen Anne. Look at the area there. That was a resort where people can go. Neglect and all the thinking about PNM. PNM just pay $500,000 for UNC, and that UNC went for free. I just tell you, they're just optimizing to see what they can benefit. And we, the poor ones, just remember how much struggle we did have to struggle as Indian people. to get ends meet. And nobody highlighted we suffering. And we see trouble for water and tooth and nail. We councillors fighting. But mainstream media ain't highlighting that, you know. But these 5 fellas and them, because them have big organization, they're coming out to tell we, right? And they're misleading them. But for 9 years, they didn't know Kazim Hussein to see to get the money and the betterment. Everything in the hospital. And we know this one that's coming in the UNC and running to banter them out. You see why? Michaela, I know I had talked on a program already that you will come out with a party to split vote for your own personal benefit. And all the proof me wrong. And there's one leader in this country so far we have in the United National Congress is Ms. Shushila Kamla Prasad Bisesa, SC, our political leader who cares and show the track record and build on she fight.
Oh boy, I lost it there, but we get the point. Next caller, short and sweet. We want to take some much calls. Tobago, you will call back. Everybody will call in. Go ahead, make it short and sweet. That was calling the 3663053. Go ahead.
Andy, morning, sorry to call again. Listen to me. When you're going for a job, and you ask you what experience you have, what how much you serve, not have the Makina Pandey in the answer, Jack, sorry to say that. She had no reputation, she wanted to shock the people. Your father was a politician, not you. The son of a doctor is not a doctor. What the hell are coming on Monday? 9 years of stopping the cane fishes in a cane route. Sit down the cane route right here, you want to stop? You come mama guy, bad with people, and all who support you is more fool than you. You have no experience, no track record. You only come to mama guy and push up, probably high up yada.
Thank you so much. Next caller, we have to make it short and sweet. Go ahead, caller.
Good morning, Andy.
Good morning,
Lennox. I have one thing to say. That Makila is an agent of the PNM. And the reason why she is doing what she is doing, she has to repay them back for what they did for her family by bringing her father's body back to Trinidad and doing a state funeral. So she has to repay them for that. Another thing is, I have known this family for 37 years. I was living on the road over where they live. And I have known this family for the past 37 years. And I know what they give. They used to pretend, Pandey used to pretend that he's good to people, but he was a very selfish guy. Very selfish. He was for himself. Everything that he did for himself. Everything that Makila is doing, she's doing for herself. She's not doing anything for anybody. The only person that stood up in Trinidad and did things for people and did with a good mind is Kamla Prasad Sessa. She's the only woman that stood up in Trinidad and stand up in Trinidad to do things for the people. So I want to tell Makila, she's my neighbor. She was my neighbor before I migrated to Canada. And I know all about them. And when I moved to live there, she was about 13 or 14 years old. She was going to high school. And I know everything about them. You see? And this is the problem with these people. They're very selfish and self-centered. They want everything for themselves. And they come to pretend that they care about people. They don't care about people. I could give you a history all about Japan there because I'm 78 years old. You know? So, all in all, people have to wake up and know what they're doing. Another one is Anita Haynes. She's saying she's coming with a storm. She's coming with a storm to get rid of Kamla. I wonder who is getting rid of who. You see, these people are sick. They are sick. We forget that Kamla is the one that have shin told them. You see? So all in all, these people are very ungrateful.
You ain't coming across too clear again.
Anyhow, you take care and they'll talk to you.
Morning, caller. Caller, good morning. Caller, a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning.
All right, go ahead.
People must stop calling and saying there's a part of the PNM. It is not part of the PNM. You may be right that she had to pay back for she fell, but I don't agree with all the saying. Anyhow, she having people there, and they not to sit there and know that it's going to split the vote, which I don't think that and all too wouldn't be a problem. When I say a problem, because it wouldn't affect some of the areas, right? And sadly to know, the 5 dissidents, I call them dissident and all too, but they have Larry Lala in that and all too, not so? Excuse me?
Go ahead.
Right, so they have Larry Lala there. Now he fight an election with Jack Warner against the UNC and the PNM. In that seat, the PNM come out victorious. And this is a sad thing to know. These fellas and them know these things. They know it, but yet still going in to do that. And they say they love the UNC, you know. Yeah, them. These are the same people. Look at Rodney Charles. Rodney Charles got in a meeting and he stand up and say how he when he had to call out the prime minister, the opposition leader, how she's a great woman, and the next day she's a loyalist, and then he had to lie. Well, then you're lying all now. You lie to we then, and you lie now. These people don't think what else they're telling people, and they expect me to accept them. You lie then, and then you want to come now and lie, and then say accept them, and I'm going to vote for them. All right.
Oh boy. Next caller, morning caller.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Ground Report, Trinidad and Tobago Central here. You see, all of them traitors, them backbiters, them power-hungry traitors, and them call whoever formed the little party there, all they very unfair and underneath. Remember, Trinidad and Tobago watching all you. Why are you going to do something like that? All you looking good, all you sounding good. This is a general election coming by, and all only fighting for power and position, boy. All you looking for betterment to people in the country. Why are you so like traitors, so boy? All you report just slip out of your foot. All you just cut it. All you undermine it to the highest level. But how all you have no heart for? All you wicked and biased, so boy. You know what I'm telling you? Trinidad and Tobago done set the example already. Only see who is the traitors and make big papers today. There's traitors. Let us put our heads together, one leader, one party, and we voting for the United National Congress. And it's betterment we want in this country. And it's that, Andy.
Bang, 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 bang.
Go ahead, the caller. Go ahead, Linda.
Andy,
go ahead.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm all right,
good
just
morning,
listening.
And a good morning to the public. You know, I am a bit very disappointed to see that people are just throwing around words on the internet. 5 dissidents. And I'm trying to really understand how did this literally come about. Now, Andy, let me just share this to you. Our young people is looking on at the example that we are aiming to set for our country for tomorrow. Okay? It is, and internationals are looking on at how we directly have these conversations. We are not in an era whereby men and women have to run on the battlefield with swords and horses in order to fight for power. So if there is a political party that says this is an internal elections and there is a constitution that aims to create the change in leadership, people should be ready to welcome those changes. And I find it is so hypocritical. People are online, we just online throwing around words that many don't understand. And I need to probably ask the question, if there is a and if you and me sign a contract today, right? And that contract says at the end of the month, Lennon is supposed to pay 20,000 to Andy Williams for the purpose of business. And he's supposed to do his obligations. And the situation of that contract is not being met. There are going to be problems because A is either not obliging to their contract, or B is not obliging to their contract. And let me say this to you, Andy, and 104 FM. We need to be very careful of the message we are sending these young people. Because if we directly cannot teach our young people the simplest things of honoring a simple contract, how long do you think they are going to go out there into the world to disregard the simple standards of a contract because we have no honor? If the party has internal elections, it is a democratic process. It means directly the party is making changes for betterment. And let me say this to you, Andy. What I am seeing currently happening here is an example for many of those other parties to be able to have done. Internal elections is a process. If it is not a part of the Constitution, then I can understand that. But people are just online utilizing these words without taking the understanding to realize if the party has bylaws and the bylaws are not obliged to, it is going to cause problems. So, Andy, let me say this to you as I end this, right? At the end of the day, we know that there's a general elections coming. But if there are people saying, we know that the current leader is not, it can't make 5 years, she can't make 10 years, then the focus of the party should ensure that the transition of power is a smooth one for the best of all members of the party. Not we are favoring and taking sides. Because let me say this to you all, I am worried, Andy, that people are playing into this trap whereby the United National Congress should be focusing on winning our general elections. And if there's an internal election process to move ahead, know that we can't take the time as mature adults that says, okay, who is the next fitting run to run for leader, and set up the process with some level of maturity instead of pulling each other down. But to be on the internet calling these people dissidents and saying they have the PNM, I find it is very hypocritical as mature adults to be doing when many of these members have given their life and have served the party with some level of honesty. It is wrong, and people should not be doing those things. This is why you see the young people, the generation of vipers are coming up into the world, and that they are living life fast. They don't want to take the time and work. They don't want to do the thing honestly, because we as the adults, we're not setting the right standard so that they could understand building our countries about work and ownership and all of these things. Yeah? That is why I rest my case. You have a good day, buddy.
Thank you very much. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Morning caller.
Hey, morning, and long time I call it boy from New York. Andy, there's a saying, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. You see Russian Parry and all those guys who are enemies of the UNC, just as Rowley is enemy of the GNM. Now Michaela jump on the bandwagon. So you know what happened? They are friends of the PNM, technically. What is happening here now? The UNC might not stand a chance in the next general election if these people don't wake up and smell the coffee and get rid of the PNM. They have to get rid of the PNM. There's no way that they can get rid of the PNM if they divide amongst themselves.
Thank you very much, Trinidad and Tobago. It's 1 minute to the hour. Lyndon Mark, a question for you. Are you a member of the party? And in which constituency are you when it coming to what it is you just mentioned and however? Are you a member of the UNC? Just asking. And if yes, which constituency? Nice. Trinidad and Tobago, it's 9 o'clock. It have calls coming in from all directions. The program is totally, absolutely. Some people will place it as hot. Hot today, hot. I will say in jotting back and listening to you all, to listening to everybody. You learns a lot. Coming up next, Rhea, and That's Not Love. Trinidad and Tobago, after Rhea, you're going to get Sense and Sensibility with Robert Tamar. And Mr. X. I also see on the various social media, Mr. Amaru also put himself as a candidate in the internal elections for deputy political leadership within the UNC. But not on a slate, but as an independent person. Which any member of the UNC can do. So until tomorrow morning, please God, on behalf of the Ground Report team, yours truly, the Pitbull of Radio, is saying, we are out of here.
Disclaimer. More FM Limited, its owners and associates, accepts no responsibility for statements made by the talk show hosts or their guests. More FM Limited does not endorse any of the information provided during this commercially booked segment as the truth. That you have to judge for yourself. We, however, reserve the right to question statements made. But in this time of misinformation, government-controlled media, and corruption, it is sometimes hard to get the truth. But we must try. It is not our intention to discriminate or annoy anyone. We believe it is our constitutional right to free speech, to voice our opinion, and our duty to the population and country to expose the truth. More FM Limited takes no responsibility for the opinions of others.
Chinese and Ari Restaurant. Open for breakfast and lunch. 7 days a week, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. 67 Western Main Road, St. James, opposite Standard. Serving